That would help if I had the mute off. Yes. Yeah, let's get this up and running, shall we? Okay. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to another Streamstructor. It's just me currently at the moment. Fraser and Arthur are currently on ghostbusting duty, so they may not even be with me tonight. So it may be a shorter show because of that. You never know. But hello, everybody. Welcome to another Streamstructor. We have a couple of usual suspects on here already. We have Robert, and we also have Lynn. Hello, 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 hello. Robert, I want to ask you a couple of questions. You can obviously chat with me in the chat because obviously the thing you did yesterday for charity. I'd like to know a little bit more about how it went and everything because I'm sorry I wasn't able to go over yesterday because I'm not far away from where you were doing your charity walk yesterday, but unfortunately as things turned out, it probably wasn't something I could have done yesterday anyway. I'm really sorry about that, but hopefully everything went well for you anyway. Lynn is already here on the chat. Hey, yes, I know Jamie Jamie trying to get into the Alexa thing in Kidstructor last week. Yeah, I know it's a bit late, but it was all part of that fun and hilarity that we had recording all the Kidstructors there. Yes, so good evening. Hello. Halloween has been. A general election in the US is coming. Lockdown is happening in England. South Lanarkshire, North Lanarkshire nearly went into a kind of lockdown as well. There's a lot of things going on, a lot of things to talk about and chat, and you guys can help me out with the chat tonight, obviously, because I do not have my usual suspects with me to help out on the Skype. Fraser says he may, but I doubt very much he will be there on time. He's probably still on the way back from Paisley. What happened was, as you may know, Robert, or let Lynn know, there was a screening tonight in Paisley near the Phoenix Centre. A big car park, Skyport, I think it was. They're doing a drive-in viewing of Ghostbusters tonight to raise charity. And it's the first time that the Ghostbusters of Glasgow have done something for a good few months in a public event because of obviously what's happening. So it's really good that they've gone out there. I'd love to find out if Fraser and Arthur can pop on here, even if it's just in chat at some point, if they can, and let me know how it went, because I'd love to know how it went and have a conversation about that. But speaking of fundraising, Robert, I know you're here, I know you're watching at the moment, but I really hope that everything went well for you in regards to the event yesterday and the fundraising and the walk, and hopefully you weren't too soaked, because I know the weather wasn't the best yesterday in regards to doing it, but hopefully it all went well for you and you had a good time with it. And £305 was it that you raised at the time? I think it was. You said. I can't remember if that's correct or not. But I think your post said £305, something like that. So yeah, you seen something on Instagram. What about Fraser's thing or about Robert's? Because both of them have been promoting it quite heavily in that respect. One of them anyway. Hopefully, I don't know. But it's just interesting in that. But yeah, it's good to see them fundraising again because everybody has been stopped and what they can do at this time of year. I mean, I usually would be doing a ghost walk of some sort. Probably Culzean Castle, possibly Whiteley's Wind Farm this year. Might have been a couple of other places. I would have been out and about myself doing stuff this year if it wasn't for the pesky pandemic that's happening. To be all serious note in that, at least we are trying to do something here in the UK. I really feel sorry for it was the Ghostbusters thing. That's cool. Then I really feel sorry for everybody watching or everybody in America at the moment because you're going through hell. In regards to the pandemic, your current president is not bothering his backside to do anything, and I'm sorry. I really hope there is change on Tuesday. I'm kind of hoping there is change because I think you guys need it. Whether that comes in the form of Donald Trump becoming president again, I don't know, or whether that comes in something else, I don't know at this stage. But it really is a worrying time for you guys, and I really hope that everything gets sorted after the election and there's no grandstanding and everything else, and there's an opportunity by the end of January at the latest, because obviously Biden, if he wins, will not be president properly until January. But I hope something does win because I'd like to see them it gets better for them, as Lynn quite rightly says, purely on the basis of what's been happening out there. But here in the UK, you may have been aware, if you've not, that England, which is one of the constituent countries of the UK, of course, has announced a lockdown from Thursday, which means that for a month, the only thing that's there is schools will be open and essential shops. Everything else has kind of been minimised and reduced by the wayside, which is really shitty for them. Apologise for the swearing, but I'm kind of let myself off a leash since considering this is a year of streaming now, like year of Streamstructors. Robert's just mentioned on the chat there, we did very well considering the weather. Thankfully we had sunshine and the wind kept us dry. So yeah, it was blowy yesterday. I do admit, I do understand that. Yeah, you must have had the right window of opportunity for it, because it was definitely parts either side of that. Because I was out walking mid-afternoon, where it was quite wet, quite windy. So you must have had a great window of opportunity, because it was wet quite a lot of Saturday. So yeah, you were lucky then. But yeah, it was good. So both myself and fellow Ghostbuster Kaylee Lush could not stop laughing at the people who drove past us doing double takes. Yes. Well, it was Halloween. I mean, you could have been out there on a serious thing. You never know. It could have been something like that. I noticed Kaylee was with you there. You put a picture of her up, Kaylee with Jamie, Jamie Miller. I'm sure that's from a previous photograph, but I saw that obviously Kaylee was in the photograph you put up there. But yeah, £305 is brilliant fundraising considering what you were doing, and 5k is not something you had the you know. It's not something that you can take for granted. 5k is quite a lot to walk, never mind run. So yeah, well done. Really good. Liz talked about Australia has the right ideas, have just come out of the second lockdown. Yeah, they were recording cases of no COVID deaths. No COVID cases. I don't know if it's cases, but certainly no COVID deaths yesterday and today. Obviously, lockdown has been happening across the UK a bit more as well. Wales is currently through a fire break. We've got Northern Ireland in a kind of fire break. Scotland is managing it better, but it's more regional and tiered at the moment. So we are lucky up here that we can actually still go about and visit places a bit more and do stuff, because down south is going to be absolutely dire for the next month, and I feel for my cousins and my family and everybody else down there that they're really going to be restricted again. And it's more the mental health side this time around, because it's cold. They won't want to go out as much, even though they do have the access to still go out for exercise. They won't go out as cold. It's the mental health side this time around, and it really is worrying for everybody for it. And I hope everybody who watches this now live and later on, keep yourself sane. Make sure you're in contact with lots of people. Make sure you're having lots of fun as much as you can with people online or via Zoom or with family members you see outside. If you do get to get outside and meet one member of another household, please make sure that you keep yourself sane. Watch stuff, make sure you keep your mental faculties going as well. I know contact is very difficult at the moment. It has been for the past 9 months, and I'm certainly going to keep an eye on it with some friends and colleagues and work as well as here. And I know that obviously at the moment there's people watching this right now who were struggling a little bit initially as well, and I know you were, Lynn, because you've made that clear in previous conversations. You were struggling just a little bit. So yeah, I'm lucky. I'm with the folks. I'm with the parents. I'm too old to be living with parents, because I'm nearly 40. But I'm lucky in that respect. I can work from home. I'm still getting a full wage. I'm not furloughed. I do have a conversation. I've got 2 old farts next door I can take the pee out of if I really want to. I'm really happy. Yes. Lynn says, yeah, I'm glad single household can still meet within their bubble. That's a good thing. It's a great thing. My sister's now with a partner, living with a partner on a regular basis. She managed to get that sorted outside the thing, but she was living on her own in the first lockdown. So it's really good to see all these changes and all this social thing. And I really just want you guys just to enjoy yourself if you're watching this, and try and keep you mentally active. It doesn't have to be social contact. It could be reading. It could be watching stuff on YouTube. It could be interacting on Zoom or Skype or whatever. Speaking of Skype, I don't have Skype up here in case Ray's comes in, but just keep yourself mentally active and contribute, get involved, have a laugh, have fun, do whatever you need to do, but just If you need to talk, there's people out there, there's societies out there, there's links you can go to. I'm not one really for posting that sort of stuff on a regular basis. It's not because I don't want to, it's just because there's so much of it. I don't want to start cherry picking. It's not fair. So I'd rather have the blanket of trying to promote it in something like this if I can, than actually start sharing posts all the time. It's just the way I am. Yeah, speaking of which, yeah, this is posting and promoting and everything else. It's been now 1 year of monthly live streams. There's been occasional issues. This doesn't help us. I'm missing everyone. Yeah, no, I understand that, Lynn, and I'm missing the Glasgow Doctor Who Society in our group. Although where we're going to be as a pub, I don't know, because I've made it very clear that I wouldn't touch the Weatherspoons in my life again after what happened there. I'm starting to think of other chain pubs to do the same, because there's others that are now coming out of the woodwork. You're going, this is horrible. The way it's going, I'll be end up going to Solid Rock Cafe and Rufus T Firefly, because they seem to be the only ones that seem to be supporting people at the moment. It's really weird. These smaller pubs and smaller things, but it's strange. It's odd. But yes, going back to, I mean, it does help. Oh, it does help, not doesn't help. Oh, right, okay. It does help us. I'm missing everyone. Right, it doesn't help us. I'm missing everyone. Right, okay. This is where Fraser would chime in and take the pee out of me. I'm missing the conversation, the backlash between them. So you guys in the chat are going to really help that today. But yeah, so it's been a year since we did the live streams, or started the live streams with me. It was a 45-minute affair. This one may not be far off. It depends what happens to the chat and everything else. There's a lot more conversation going on in the very first one. We've now got people talking on a regular basis, which is always helpful, because the first couple, it was me and it was nobody else. I was trying to play in people making comments and they weren't doing it, and the interaction with comments and chat has really helped and developed, and I think the stream works a lot better now. You're still going to get your archive stuff today. In fact, I'm going to rely on it a little bit more heavily today because of what's happening with Fraser and Arthur and everything else. I'm not going to the same conversation, but certainly it's things we want to talk about, go into, fears. If you've got any topics you want me to have a chat with you about today, leave a comment in the chat. Obviously, leave a comment down below if you're watching this afterwards. We can maybe pick it up next time round. But we'll have a look at the running order today, because it's Who Month on the Deanstructor channel. So basically, a lot of Doctor Who related content coming up. All reviews, but a lot of Doctor Who related content coming up. I'll come more about what's been reviewed later on, but this is your running order today of what's coming up in regards to the archive stuff. Now, as you say, there's 4 videos there, but a couple of them are pretty quick and pretty small. So we've got the vlogs, they carry on. My 13th vlog, losing it, not because I'm taking a Maddie or anything like that. It was the middle of my weight loss thing I did in 2011. So there's a bit of a drive and talk going on there. It's interesting seeing some of the things out the window, which really I was embarrassed to do when I was doing a 50 vlogs reaction to this a couple of years ago. We then have a next time trailer. I'm going to leave it quiet to what next time trailer I did, because I did do a run of it originally where I was doing next time trailers for Doctor Who stories. I've kind of gone away from that a little bit as time's gone on, but there was this time when I was doing them quite regularly, and this one is maybe related to what we have in the review later on. It may not be, but I thought I'd give a little surprise. Since we've got Doctor Who related stuff, we'll have a little next time trailer showing. It's only about a minute. Bit of comedy, because it went down well with the Take the Pun last month. This time we're going to have a bit of windy driving with a split personality, which I'll explain a bit more about. And then we finish with a Doctor Who review of The Leisure Hive, which is one of the reviews I did in 2018. So that is your running order just now. That's what's going to be happening here. So yes, Halloween. I mean, how was it for you guys? I know you dressed up. I saw you dressing up, Lynn, and I saw you doing that with your stuff, which is really good to see and really good to hear, of course. I mean, Robert, obviously you were dressing up yesterday. Go figure. You were doing your Ghostbuster stuff. I haven't dressed up this year, but as I say, I tend to do my reenactment stuff where I go to either Culzean Castle or another place and basically scare the shit out of people in jump scares. Now, the first year I did it, I was a half converted Cyberman and I had the contact lenses and everything. So basically I had the suit. The mask was rather rubbish, so I said I'll paint my face white, put my hair up, and there wasn't much there. There's not much now. And put some contacts in. And the thing is, they weren't the right. They weren't quite the right prescription, so it looked a little bit blurred at times. But I could see people close up. My sight wasn't that bad. Speaking of sight, I've got glasses. I've got an eye test coming up next week. I'll talk about that later. And then the second year, I was wearing my normal contacts, but I was in a gorilla mask, gorilla suit. You probably see that on my Instagram. There's a picture of it from a couple of years ago when it was a gorilla suit, and it was a gorilla who was a bit bad-tempered and had a gorilla's tea party, effectively. And he had plates set out with entrails and organs and a bit of a leg on there and things like that, and coming round. I ended up trying to invite one of the kids over to be part of my party because I had a rubber axe or something to try and scare him. So yeah. So it was really quiet, was it? You actually missed the trick-or-treaters. Well, I'm not in a place where trick-or-treaters actually happen much in my area, purely because I'm in an area full of old fogies. There's not many children. Trick-or-treating, or guising as we call it in Scotland, of course, is not something I've seen a lot of, to be fair. So I don't really know exactly what the layout and setup and the lie of the land was with most people this year. It really was an interesting time. It seemed quiet. I think Guy Fawkes, I think on the 5th of November, I think that's going to be a little bit busy with people doing home fireworks and that. Although that's going to be interesting as well, seeing how everybody does that. I mean, they're selling them, but are they doing anything with them? You know, it's kind of like it's an odd one with the fireworks this year. So yeah, I miss the reenactment stuff and spending time with my friends in the reenactment community, doing the ghost scares and the ghost walks. And I really hope that next year we can do it, because we've got some brilliant stuff coming up that we want to do, and hopefully we get to do it and have some fun with it. Speaking of fun, we'll play the first of the videos today, and it's time for a bit of a vlog. Now this one's kind of like an update vlog, like the previous two, because 2011 I managed to keep vlogging once a month until, was it May? This is the March one. So yeah, here we go. Here is vlog 13. Hey guys, I'm just going out, but I just thought I'd give a quick vlog here and do a quick vlog in the car before I move into doing some errands in the car. This is vlog 13, or vlog 13. I keep saying vlog, it's vlog. Vlog 13, and this one is about something that's been taking over my life recently. Basically it's about losing weight. Right, okay, so this blog is vlog, not blog, vlog. It's going to talk about me losing weight. I'm going to do this while going to do a little pickup of a parent. Hello Mum, if you're watching this. So basically this vlog is going to talk about my weight loss plan that I've been doing, and it's been going well, to be perfectly honest. That's, what is it now? I started at 11.5 stone at Christmas, and I'm now 10 stone and 10 pounds. My target weight is 10.5 stone, so another 3 pounds to go. What really prompted it? Well, I've not really been slim in the sense of the word since I was a teenager. That's the last time I had that luxury. And to be perfectly honest, I thought it was time, because that's you know, it's 10 years this year since I started taking the HNC course, and I met up with a great friend who has been involved in my friendship, has now become one of my best friends. You know, and that time I was probably about the weight I'm targeted to be, and as time went on, through the halcyon days of the podcast channel, eating burgers and chips and fast food and all sorts of crap, it's got to the stage now where I'm where I'm, you know, too heavy. I was 13 stone at one point, so starting with Pizza Hut and doing driving shifts, you know, you're walking about a lot more, you're doing a lot more movement, so, you know, you save a bit. The camera's not fixed, that's why I'm moving about a little bit. So that's, you know, part of the reason why the weight was so much. And I brought it down to 11.5 in Pizza Hut. And I kept, you know, I could have got it less, but I was eating a lot of sweets and chocolate and cakes and things like that in this car. And the car was a casualty, as I've mentioned before, of that. So really, this is a change for me, because I'm changing my lifestyle again. It's saving money as well, because obviously I'm spending so much in sweets and chocolate and cakes every day, so it's, you know, saving money that way. But honestly, to be perfectly honest, oops, let's go past that car, or that lorry rather, broken down. But to be perfectly honest, you know, I'm getting any younger. I'm 27 now, and it's not exactly the great thing for the ladies having a big belly and looking permanently pregnant. I used to play darts a lot, and of course, the darts teams you're in, most of the men are in the 40s, middle-aged spread. It's kind of acceptable to have a waist that's a bit, you know, big back belly. It's not now, you know. There's a lot of people in my work who are very slim, very sporty, very muscular. They're my weight, but they don't look it because they've done all this hard work and so forth, you know. So, you know, I thought the first stage was to lose as much as you can with some calorie controlled diet, and it's not, well, I wouldn't say it's calorie control. What I would say is it's a diet where I'm watching how much calories I take, but I'm still having 3 meals a day. Any snacks I have got to be healthy. The occasional days you won't do that, you know. Cinema day usually is a day where I'll treat myself to a little bit of, you know, a little packet of toffee popcorn to take in the cinema. But apart from that, you know, most of the time I'm keeping to the schedule, I'm keeping to the diet. It's about 800 calories less than what the British guideline daily amount is. The guideline daily amount for the UK is 2,500 for a guy. I've been put the application I found that I'm using on my phone is limiting me to 1,700, and that's for losing £1 a week. So I've done well to lose 10 pounds in 11 pounds in what, 7-10 weeks. Done well. I've really done well to do that. I might go further. I might go down to 10 stone, but you know, at the moment I'm happy to go 5, to go 10.5, and take it from there. But the one thing I haven't really done, I've only been to the Golden Arches at McDonald's. Oh no, I said that, I can't say it. The Golden Arches. Sorry, advertising. You know, that's why I say Golden Arches. I'm trying to keep away from that. The only time I've been to the Golden Arches is for once, and that was a couple of weeks ago, and that's the only time I've done it. I kind of regretted it because I was sick the next day, so I don't think it was the nicest I've ever had. So I don't think my body's either used to it or whether it was a bad thing, I don't know, but I was sick the next day. It might have been a bug going on, but I think it's partially food poisoning that caused it. So that's that's the situation, that's the setup just now, and basically that's been the main resolution. It was the first resolution I put down. It's the one I've managed to keep. Going to the resolutions, I have broken one of them, and I only have 9 that I'm keeping. The novel one's gone. Read a novel a month. Just never got into it. Never got into it. I was lucky to get through it in January. And even though it was an easier book than Gulliver's Travels, yeah, I just haven't got into reading it. You know, I've lost it. I really have just lost it. But apart from that, it's going to be quite dark. I think you probably will see me, but not much. But that's about it, really, for the vlog. Just a few things coming up. Next month, apart from the vlog. I keep saying blog, it's a vlog. Barry, get it into your head, it's a vlog. It's not a blog, it's a vlog. Next month, yeah, it's really dark. I've only just noticed it there, it's actually now coming to light. So that'll be quite fun to try and work with. But next month, I will be doing videos on the Scottish Parliament elections. and telling you all about how it'll work, how the voting system works, because it's slightly different from the first past the post Westminster system, how the policies will work, the parties involved. All those videos will be there, and that will be a big thing next month as part of the vlogs. So, well, it's not vlogs, but it's normal videos. So it's, you know, it's building on the regular vlog post and keeping it going. Just try and get in here. Thank you. There we are. He recognises me already. I've been up and down here 4 times this week, so I think he knows my face by now. Right, okay. I'm gonna have a bit of trouble getting part. Oh no, hold on, there's space, there's space. So that's it really. And that's the vlog for this month. I want to do a 15-minute plus vlog, video at some point. YouTube has said I now have the facility to do so, so I want to do that. So hopefully that'll be one of these videos that I'm doing for the Scottish Parliament elections. But until next time, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next month. See you later. It's funny how these sort of things I say and do, I start to creep in here. First, I think it's the 3rd instance of me saying see you later, me promoting stuff on the channel. I did do most of the Scottish Parliament stuff, I promised. The only one I didn't, what was the one I missed? I think it was, it was a Labour manifesto I missed. I managed to do the rest of them, that was interesting. But yeah, no, I did keep it going a bit at that point. It was interesting seeing the me driving. And how, well, it was actually fairly competent chat while driving there. So obviously my confidence is growing still with that one. There's also the factor of, I didn't realise that until I watched it there. I was just watching it again there. And I mentioned McDonald's. Yes, I was really struggling saying a blog instead of vlog. Yes, I know. Well, it was saying vlog instead of blog, actually, but obviously that was a new function I was doing then. I was trying to change it to vlogs because obviously I was trying to do a written blog at the same time. I do have a written blog as such, but I've not updated it for a couple of years now. But yeah, no, I was really struggling to do that. But the bit I liked was the bit I was talking about. I was chastising myself for saying McDonald's on camera, and what's in the background passing by the car window? KFC. I didn't want to do advertising. I thought that was quite ironic. Funnily enough, the McDonald's is the other side of the road from what I was driving. That's probably why I mentioned it at the time. But I just thought that was quite well timed there. But yeah, no, I chastised myself quite a bit about the vlog and blog bit. Really, I was getting a bit peed off. But yeah, it was an interesting video. Next one's a bit more fun, which you'll see next month. The next couple are actually quite cool and quite reflective. And this whole thing about me wanting to do a 15-minute YouTube video because I was allowed to. Yeah, you can't beat a KFC. You can beat the KFC that I passed there, definitely. But yeah, I suppose KFC's okay in some respects, although kind of went off them a little bit when they start. And well, it depends where you go, I suppose. Why do you attract it? That's weird. I didn't. I don't have. I honestly don't seem to have. Can't a bit of. Oh, you can't have a bit of KFC. Right. Right. That's a bit confusing then. I don't know what's happening there. I've just noticed it looks like I'm talking to nobody. I'm just talking downwards to my belly, just the way it is. But the weight loss thing was going on quite well at that point. Pardon me. That's what happens. A bit colder, a bit windy. So yeah, it was interesting me talking about the vlogging there and what I was thinking. And £10 in 10 weeks, it's pretty good. That's pretty good. I'm 2 stone heavier than that now, but hey, that's what happens. That's what happens. You can't do much about it. But yeah, no, it's a fun it was an interesting one. The next couple are okay, and then it gets a little bit bitty. But the fun stuff we'll have in this next year of Kidstructor, so that's fine. You and your typos, it's all right. I'm having verbal typos tonight. You're not the only one, Lynn. It's fine. Absolutely no problem with that at all. Okay. Now, I'm just trying to think what we're thinking of about there. Now, you mentioned a comment earlier just before we go about fireworks displays and Glasgow cancelling it. Um, yeah, it's interesting. Not seeing the typos and everything else. To be absolutely honest, I don't think you could have any sort of crowds this year. I mean, Strathclyde Park's not going to have anything, I don't think. Glasgow's not going to have anything. You're not going to have fireworks displays like that. There's one that's down the end of my street from the local boys' brigade that does stuff every year, but they can't do it this year for obvious reasons. Hopefully by this time next year, it's not as bad, and it's not as painful. Not having crowds and everything else, because it really is suffering at the moment. But it's the nature of the beast at the moment. It really is the nature of the beast. Now, Doctor Who. Now, you know, obviously I like Doctor Who. If you've been watching Streamstructor over the past year, you'll know that Doctor Who is one of my big pastimes of watching. And as you may know from the channel, I do Doctor Who reviews. You'll see a video of that later. I've done other things in the past. I've done next time trailers. I've done 6 facts on Doctor Who stories. All of these will show up in due course on Streamstructor, because I need to try and fill in the gaps now with Kidstructors not happening. If you weren't aware, 2 Streamstructors ago, the one in September, I tried to do a repeat of the Thunderbirds Kidstructor, but YouTube caught me, slapped me on the wrist and gave me a warning and said you can't put that copyrighted material up. Now the reason for that is because I'd done a couple of some of the Kidstructors that come through and there's content matching on them, and the content's still allowed to be there, and you get good viewership from it, because there's been about 40 people, or 35, 40 people watching the Bertha Kidstructor, which I'll come to. So I thought it was quite fun this month and interesting. But the Kidstructors obviously use material that's copyrighted, and some of them content match, and you have to have, and you get advertisements on them. I don't have the intention of doing advertisements at all when I can be monetized on YouTube. I may do super chats. I may do other sorts of monetization, but I don't intend to have ads on the channel. Purely because they're so friggin' annoying. They're getting worse with some of the ads on YouTube, and it is a little moan. But you're watching something, they just say these people who use ads for monetization, and the ads don't come at natural parts of the video. They just come at pauses, and that pause could be the middle of a conversation, and the advert kicks in, and you're busy engrossed in it, and then you get taken out of it. It's a little annoying. It's not as bad on a streaming platform like Amazon Prime or something like that, but on a laptop or a phone, it can be an absolute pain, an absolute bind. So I don't have any intention of deliberately putting on ads every single video. I couldn't anyway because of content ID issues, because some of the stuff is copyrighted in the way it works. I'm only getting away with it mostly because of the reaction stuff. But yes, a couple of months ago, Thunderbirds was shown again, and because it'd been content ID, they pulled the video completely, and I got a warning. I didn't get a suspension or a strike, but I got a warning, so I'm lucky. And I was able to re-upload what had already gone up to the point of the Kidstructor starting, and that was a re-upload that happened on the Streamstructor. So it is there, it is available, and that was the one I did with Arthur, which was on its own, and we were a bit concerned. He was a bit concerned, and it was all fine and all good. So I'm having to fill in the gaps a little bit here. So we've had the vlog already. We've talked about the vlog and everything here. Next up is a Doctor Who Next Time trailer. Now I used to like doing these every so often and doing a Next Time trailer of a Doctor Who story. There's a couple I want to do, but I just need to try and get a way of getting some of the incidental music off some of this, because some of the interesting points that you speak about and talk about, and this Next Time trailer had that issue as well. Some of these episodes, the interesting conversations with music very quickly afterwards, and it's very difficult to edit out. So it's going to be interesting seeing how that works. when I do some more. I do plan to do more, not this month, but I will do more in the future. I've got a few stories I want to do. That could be an idea for you guys, of course. But yeah, that's next. And then we've got a little bit of comedy with Split Personality. Me moaning about Hurricane Ball Bag back in 2011. So that'll be interesting talking about that. And then the Doctor Who review today is for the Leisure Hive, the Tom Baker story. Kind of matches what's happening this month because I'm doing a lot of Tom Baker related stories as part of Who Month, and I'll come into more detail about that later on in the stream. So, the conversation is kind of going to dry up a little bit now. This is obviously where the guys come in and start causing absolute havoc with their slaggings and conversations they're having. This is obviously lasting longer than normal. A normal type of live stream would be, but do you know what? I'm enjoying a different variation here. It's a shame that they're not here tonight because I am missing you guys, and I hope you're back with me next month because I'd love to have a lot of fun with you and have a bit of fun there because it really just makes my day every month having you guys involved in there. So I'm missing you. I hope you're back next month and hope everything went well today with the Ghostbusters of Glasgow screening at in Paisley, and hopefully everything went okay for that. Anyway, we'll play the next one. A little quick next time trailer. Ladies and gentlemen, it's the next time for, well, I kind of had to do it, for the Leisure Hive. This time from the Fourth Doctor's era. Oh no, hold on, that's wrong. Oops, that's wrong. I'll share the preview there. It's this one here. There we are. Click the right one would help. There we are.
There's quite a few millennia left in you yet.
Thank you, Doctor.
Not you.
Start again. Right, there we are. That would help.
Well, come on, old girl. There's quite a few millennia left in you yet.
Thank you, Doctor.
Not you, the TARDIS.
How long did the war last?
20 minutes.
How long was that?
The few of us who survived the war have our own price to pay.
Does she mean they're sterile?
Yes.
Now you understand the purpose of the hive.
To keep out the atmosphere?
The physical reason, yes. But the purpose is to promote understanding between life forms.
Reptiles are resistant to radioactivity. There's only one life form in the galaxy that could live out there on the surface.
Therefore, Marcy.
Precisely.
Argolis is justly proud of tachyonics, but that science, you will admit, remains, after 40 years, little more than a curiosity.
Hardin has perfected a technique that works for living entities.
That would help, yes. Can't hear you. Thank you, Lynn. All silent there. I've been gabbing away for about 2 minutes and not heard anything. Typical. Right, okay. That's what happens when you put the mic on mute. Okay, back again. So yeah, Tom Baker. This month is Who month, so obviously there's going to be a lot of Doctor Who related reviews. As you can see in the background there is Tom Baker. He is going to be the focus of most of the Doctor Who reviews this month in Who month. So the premise is basically in November I will do Doctor Who related videos for most of the month. And I'll get it together. I know it's absolutely terrible, Robert. Absolutely terrible. See, this is what happens. Fraser can usually cover for my mistakes. I don't have that tonight, so they're more glaringly obvious than usual. There we are. Yeah, come on, Barry, get it together, definitely. So yeah, Who month. So yeah, so we've got Full Circle on the next Sunday, the 8th of November at 4 p.m. GMT. Then we have the 15th of November, we have State of Decay, which is at 4 p.m. GMT. Then a Wednesday video, which is a rarity, at 6 p.m. GMT will be Warrior's Gate, and I've filmed all of them already. I'm just in the process of editing all those reviews. And then the 22nd of November, it's an anniversary story of such. It's not the anniversary story of season 25, but it's classed as the anniversary story for most people. Yeah, free to see what happens when Fraser's not here. I know, Lynn. I know he's not there to cover my butt. We've got Silver Nemesis coming up. Now, I know that's not the classed as the anniversary story by fans in Doctor Who circles, but it was the official anniversary story, Silver Nemesis. And that's the plan for Who Month, 4 Doctor Who reviews. So it's looking good. It's looking fun. Oh, thank you for the like, whoever that was. That's lovely. Thank you. Okay. Streams is a bit rate is lower than it should be. It's not too bad. I'm getting error messages coming up here. Oh well. So yeah, that's Who Month coming up. So there's a lot of Doctor Who related content. If you haven't already, then obviously you can hit that subscribe button and everything to find out when the next video comes out and be there as a notification when it does come out. But yeah, next video, 4 p.m. GMT next Sunday, we'll review of Full Circle. So yes, what has happened to the sound? Those gremlins of the Kremlin have struck again. Oh yeah, there seems to be a bandwidth issue a little bit. So there seems to be a bit of a sound problem. Yeah, it's not fun, is it? Yeah, this is what happens. The audio stream's bitrate is currently lower than recommended. So what's gone wrong here? I've got the settings up of YouTube Studio here in the thing. So just have a look. Suggestion. Stream rate of 228 kilobytes. I do have 128 kilobytes. That's weird. Don't understand that. Anyway, hopefully it's settling down a little bit now and it's not as bad as it was. I'll see if I can get something sorted for it in the next video that we have. But I am using the headset, as you know, tonight. Partly to make you sound fine to me. Right, okay. Well, well, to be fair, a lot of people say I sound fine, and it might be something to do with the technology. It's just the way people are. Thank you for that lovely comment there. But yeah, it seems a bit odd. There was a connection issue. I do agree with that. There was a connection issue because it came up as a notice on my screen, but it seems to be working again now. So there we are. It must be YouTube gremlins. It can't be anything different. So yeah. So. See, technical support. I don't have my cover here. Fraser, I miss you. Arthur, I miss you. Come back next month, all full of fun and frolics. I might even threaten having somebody else on with it as well next time round. We'll see how it goes. It might be somebody who's watching right now. You never know. But yeah, it's an interesting month coming up on the Deanstructor channel. Subscribers have been pretty stable this month. I've not really moved that much. I think all the fun and frolics of 200 subscribers in June is kind of sedated a little bit, well, subsided rather, not sedated. That's me falling asleep. Right, okay. Okay. Yeah, so we've just had the trailer of the Leisure Hive there. As I say, I'm planning to do more trailers as time goes on. That one was difficult to do on the basis that there was a lot of sound background music because it's the start of the very incidental music heavy stuff you can get in some episodes to help build the atmosphere, and that one was one of them. So it was difficult, and I couldn't get rid of all the music at the end bit there where Tom gets pulled apart, purely on the basis that it was difficult to get the sound away. So that's why it was into the scream, the Doctor Who scream. But it would work. I mean, people have criticised me saying, why didn't you have the Howl theme? Well, to be fair, if it's a next time trailer for the next story and the theme that's going out is the classic Delia Derbyshire theme, surely you want the next time the theme to be based on that. So that was my thinking of it and how it worked. And I've done next time trailers on the channel all the way back to 2006. So it's something I've done intermittently for a long time. A long time. Anyway, right, cool. Let's have a bit of a laugh, shall we? And play the next of the videos, which is called Split Personality. Now, this one is basically, for a long time, I've been wanting to do split screen. and I wanted to do split screen with some stuff. Now, is that actually got up? Oh no, the video. Oh, it's there. Is it there? I don't know. Hold on a minute. I don't think. Oh, I'm missing the video. Hold on a minute. I need to add the video in. That would help. So yeah. There's a lot of split screen stuff that you can do and have fun with and entertain yourself with on with video editing software. Now, I never used professional editing video software. I've used kind of like high-end or commercial type of video editing software. Still do. And until the late 2009, early 2010s, I didn't have any software that had split screen, so you could have two screens at the same time showing up. Obviously, it's a lot more better now. But excuse me. So this is one of the first experiments. There's another one before this, but this is one I thought would be better because it's been quite blowy the past couple of days, and I thought it's quite ironic. And it was celebrated. It was done at the time where we had Hurricane Borbag, that big storm we had. That was it Freetine, I think was the official name, but of course us Scots call it Hurricane Borbag, and it trended on Twitter and everything else. It was quite fun at the time. I don't know if you guys remember it. I certainly can. All these people walking down the street in very strong winds and all that. It was quite fun. So here's a little comedy skit here called Split Personality, and it's all about me driving in this wind.
That was fantastic driving. Brilliant. Absolutely fun. You're absolutely nuts. You know that. Absolutely nuts. We went out there, gusts up to 135 miles an hour in some places. I mean, the River Clyde reached its bounds. There was a windmill that set itself on fire because the winds were so ferocious. Roofs coming off everywhere, debris flying everywhere. I mean, we nearly got hit by a bloody tree. And not only that, there was a lorry stuck in the expressway as well. So we were stuck behind it for 3 hours. Oh, come on, you're a spoil sport. It was fun. Nice challenge out there. Come on. You are absolutely off your head, you know that. I can understand why people are calling the hurricane what they have on Twitter today. I'm not going to repeat it over YouTube channels, but for goodness sake. Oh, come on. Be nice about it, please. Oh, shut up.
I remember a mic this time. Yeah, there we are. Bit of fun, bit of a laugh. There we are. That is split personality. Argue with myself. They're difficult to do. They're difficult to do. They are improvised, but they're difficult to do. I don't know if you guys can get the wee trick I've got to react with that, and I don't know if you've got where the trick is. If you do, brilliant. But there's a wee trick to it, the way I've done it to make it work, and hopefully you guys have picked up on how I've done it. You can leave a comment, tell me, let me know. I'm not going to give away how it works here. It's up to you guys to figure it out, I suppose. There we are. Oh, I may have a phone call from Fraser. Hold on a minute. Hello, sir. You are live. Oh, I'm hearing you through the speakers. I don't know if anybody can hear you. Hello. I don't know. Can anyone hear him? Hopefully. You got back quick. Yeah, that's brilliant. Oh, it started late, did it? Oh, right, okay. Oh, that's a shame. I don't think they can, actually. I don't think it's coming through. Hold on a minute. Yeah, I know. I've been having a few technicals and I've not had you be able to cover me. It's been a pain. But yeah, thanks for coming on. I know you've been rushing on. I'm glad you're here because I obviously want to chat about what happened today with you and the fundraising. You said it was late, which is brilliant, but we'll get to that once they can actually hear you properly. Give me a second. They can probably hear you through my mic, but they won't be able to hear you directly through. Yeah, it's coming through my mic. That's why, says Lynn. So hopefully in a minute. Yes. It's brilliant. Robert's here actually. I'm quite glad he
We're
is.
waiting. Like Arthur is
There we are.
currently on a train back to Ayr.
Right. Okay.
So you might get Arthur
Uh-huh.
at some point.
Yeah. Cool.
Please excuse me. I am ordering food.
Well, you got to prioritise everything, haven't you? Yeah.
Yes. Try putting me on your camera.
I've actually done it. I've actually got you sounding now. It's coming through. So the guys will start chatting in a minute. I'm using my headset tonight, as you can probably see. So yeah, I can see you, but nobody can see you. But that's fine. But yeah.
Can you see me?
Yes, I can see you. I can see you. Hello, Fraser. Even though I'm waving at just you and nobody else, but there we are. But yeah, no, I can see you. But you are coming through. I just had to switch you into my headphones because that's where the sound's coming from tonight on the stream. So you're up and running now, and it's so professional, ladies and gentlemen. My apologies, but there we are. Okay.
You've only been on for. You've been missed tonight, Fraser. Oh, thank you, Lynn.
Yeah, absolutely miss. But I'm glad you're here. I'm pleased you made it. But I thank you for joining in. But you didn't. The fact it was late as well. If you were saying that, you've made good time getting back from Paisley anyway.
Yeah, Richard drives like a maniac.
Less said about that on YouTube, the better. But there we are.
Yeah.
What do you mean slightly? He's here. I can hear him. We can hear him. Should be able to hear him. Speak, goddammit!
It never goes well. It never goes well. People can never hear me. I think Robert's just taking the mick.
He probably is. But then again, you guys have been out effectively guising, and Robert made a comment earlier on saying people were turning heads when he was walking round Manti yesterday.
We were not guising. We were on a job. We got a call from Skyport to say that they'd seen a Class 7. So we took 7 of us. Hold on, is that number right? Chris, B, Arthur, Rich, Russ, Debbie. 7 of us. 7 of us were out attending to a job. No, it's really good fun. We obviously haven't suited up properly since March, February for me, because of COVID. So we were delighted to go along. And basically, we just walked up and it was sold out. So there was about 100 cars, and we basically walked up and down. And people jumped out if they wanted a photo, put some money in the buckets that we had. And then we did that for about half an hour and we were mobbed. Like literally you turn around and there was a group. There was
Tile Pizza.
Chicago.
Fraser, before you carry on, can you turn your video off my Skype because it is affecting the stream a little bit because my memory. My RAM isn't. My graphics cards are not the best, so.
There you go, sir. There you go.
It should calm down a little bit now, so hopefully, because both Lynn and Robert are saying the gremlins are attacking again, so I want to make sure the gremlins are subdued a little bit.
So yeah, eventually the DJ was like, "Just come to the front." So we went down and he summoned everyone, and we were mobbed. We were a good 45 minutes to an hour. People wanting photos of us, young and old alike. And people were chucking in £20 notes, £10 notes, £5 notes, all shrapnel, and everyone was just really happy to see us. So no, it was good. The performance itself of the movie, not so great, I hate to say. Screens were quite difficult to see. It was raining, the car's windows were steamed up, and the sound all came through the radio. That you picked a radio frequency, and at first it was quite difficult to make out. So if I'd paid for it, I would probably be a bit more miffed. But it was a delight both to do Ghostbuster stuff and to see friends who I've not seen since March, February. I've not seen Des since like February. So it was nice to see him and have an air hug as we were only we did elbow to elbow. So it was good.
Yeah, as I was saying earlier on, I've been missing doing the reenactment stuff this year with the Halloween stuff and that, because I've been obviously not been able to do any of that for obvious reasons. So
yeah, of course.
it's been not fun not seeing that, you know.
No,
So-
I completely understand.
Because it would have been nice just to be there and have that fun element there of scaring the shit out of people for twice a night. And yeah, I've already turned around and said I'm not bleeping tonight, so I'm being a naughty boy a bit more. So my apologies in advance, everybody. But there we are.
You're not what tonight? Sorry.
I'm not being a nice boy tonight. I'm being a naughty boy. So there we are.
What have you done,
No, I've been swearing and cursing.
Barry?
It's not that bad, is it?
Very disappointed in you, Barry.
What was that? Sorry.
Very disappointed in you.
Yeah, no, well, there's not much I can do about it, but there we are. So, yeah, I've changed your picture, as you can probably see. So you've now got a more up-to-date picture, which is the one
Ooh,
taken from Origins.
That's me on set.
Yes. That trailer is brilliant.
Thank you. The whole thing just looked great, and I can say that.
Of course you can. It's your project. But in general, yes. I feel.
We've got a wee... We said if we get to 11,600, we'll put out a wee clip. A scene that's already been scored, so that's ready to go. So
50 quid, ladies and gentlemen, 50 quid. That's all you need.
Is that where we are?
It was when I last looked about 2 hours ago, but then again, I've been live streaming for the past hour, so I don't know what the latest total is.
Okay, we are 49 away.
49 away.
49 away. So does that mean someone pledged? Someone pledged £15. So that's
yeah. No, can't complain.
Oh no, someone dropped in 300 this morning.
Wow.
And I fell off my chair.
I bet you did.
It's honestly, Barry, you obviously from the sidelines have seen my struggles of trying to get money for Cops and Monsters throughout the years, and how hard that's been, and the fact that we raised over 11 grand on this one, and for the Origins sizzle, and then we raised 4 and a bit for the teaser, the little 60-second teaser. So we're over 15 grand. For not a lot, realistically, compared to what we've done before. It's just amazing. It's just absolutely amazing. So the support we're getting is incredible.
The support is brilliant.
I'm working with Debbie Moon and James T. Harding on the series Bible and the pilot script and whatnot. And just to work with those two again is just great. So I'm switching between editing this as a reel, waiting for the effects to come in, etc., and then obviously waiting for the music and whatnot to come in, and then I have to switch my brain over and essentially rewrite the pilot. So my brain just goes to this funny. But it's good. There's still no guarantee that we'll get anything out of this. We don't know what's going to happen, but we go in with high hopes. We've got a good as chance as any to get funding. We want it to go on Netflix or Amazon or HBO or Apple. That's the goal. I want to team up with Bad Wolf in Cardiff because I think that makes sense for what we're trying to do.
Yeah.
We've got some great people involved. The sizzle reel cast is incredible. Innes is just the best person in the world. I love her so much. Mm-hmm. So we'll just wait and see how it plans out.
I think with Cops and Monsters, you've got some brilliant people.
Yes.
With your acting, your production team, and everything else, which you probably wouldn't have had as much access to and enthusiasm for if it wasn't for Cops and Monsters. So don't write off Cops and Monsters at all. You've learnt a lot, you've developed a lot, and I think part of the reason you're having such a success now is because people know what you do, they love the idea, the concept, and they really want to back you this time on this.
I love Cops and Monsters, and we've got 5 more scripts left to commission.
Oh, no, I'm not saying you stop it, but obviously you've moved on to this. It's given a new enthusiasm, a fresh impetus for you, and it will help Cops and Monsters down the line. But what you've done with Cops and Monsters so far is obviously come into this and made this a lot more of a successful project than you could have done from nothing.
Yeah, it just started to break my heart when the crowdfunding didn't happen for episodes 2 to 6. But it's fine. We'll get there. My plan always was, if at some point it stopped, then I will write a kind of 50-60 minute version of it, a kind of movie version. and we'll crowdfund the movie version and wrap it all up. So that'll still happen at some point. And if Origins doesn't get picked up to be a TV show, then we'll write a movie version of it. I mean, that's how it started. It started off as a movie script. It's evolved since then.
As they always do.
Origins will get made one way or the other. So
yeah, they all do, don't they? They all develop from an idea and they change.
I will say this, and this is important for me to say, and I'm not being interviewed on your podcast, your vlog, but I will say this: the right now in the country, writers, artists, directors, producers, creatives, art department, costume, sound, makeup, music, stunts, fights, actors, everyone, runners, drivers, camera people, focus pullers, you name it. We're all being told by the UK government, I should stress, that we can't support you, go retrain. And that is a massive smack in the face to everyone who's already trained to do what we want to do and what we love to do. And if you do, and during lockdown, everybody watched telly, everybody read a book, everybody watched a movie or movies, everyone went on their tablets, etc. And if you didn't have the people in the first place to make all that stuff, then you wouldn't have had that, and people genuinely would have went mad. So every person that pledges to Origins and whatever we do going forward, they are actively ensuring that the people who trained to do this in the first place are getting to do their job. Every single person who worked on Origins got paid at least minimum wage.
Yeah.
And that's a lot more than what a lot of people in this industry offer people at such a level. And we only got to do that because people got behind us and backed us. So to get told you're not viable, is just an absolute joke. And we have proved that we're viable. We're nearly at 12 bloody grand for a 15-minute sizzle reel for a show that may or may not happen. So that shows to people that we have something viable. The trailer went up a week ago and we're nearly at 2,000 views for a show that doesn't exist. So it just it goes to show how important it is, and it goes to show that it's not impossible to do this. And every single member in my team in Origins were fantastic at their job and knew exactly what they were doing and delivered their A game to a budget that we had and beyond. Like, you look at the well was incredible. The costumes are stunning. The hair and makeup is beautiful. The fight scenes look great. That's just a small part of it. The cinematography by Ewan is incredible, but the shots look as good as they are because Progressive Broadcast Scotland sponsored us and gave us the camera kit and all the kit that we wanted. And normally when you want a kit list, you kind of give a wish list of everything you want, expecting to get half of it, and we ended up getting all of it. So if it wasn't for the goodwill of the people, Barry, we wouldn't be where we are. So I think that's so important to remember. Every time you watch a film, a TV show, or a podcast or whatever, how many people are involved in that and how many years of training has went into all of that.
Yeah.
And I put up a thing on the Origins Twitter of like a screenshot from the drone that we did, and I listed the amount of people it took to do that one scene and how long that took. So hopefully that gets across just how hard working everyone is. TV might seem a bit Mickey Mouse, as my dad used to say. It might be a bit of fantasy, a bit of fun or whatever. It is, don't get me wrong, we had a great time, but it's also serious work. It's just, I would say it's just as important as a lot of other jobs. Not the NHS, they actually save lives, but it is just as important in our culture as anything else. So to not back that is horrible. So I've said my piece.
You said your piece, and quite right too, and it's been great to have that there. Robert's saying it's absolutely disgusting what the English government is doing to people in the entertainment and art industry. I'd say the UK government as a whole. I mean, yes, we're a slightly luckier position at the moment in regards to lockdowns and shit up in Scotland, but yes, I know, sworn again, I appreciate that, but it's one of these things. I personally don't really care tonight, to be fair. I'm just happy to have a conversation with people because I made a comment earlier on about the election and that, which will come to you. A certain election's happening on Tuesday, which I may ask for a comment for in a minute. Yeah, I know. But yeah, Lynn's saying, where would you be without you guys? We need yous. which is absolutely the right sentiment there, Lynn, and I totally agree with that 100%. I really do.
Thank you, Lynn. We love you.
Yeah. I don't know why you're calling for Arthur. He doesn't seem beyond, but there we are. They made him what
Yeah,
about
but
that.
you'll see. But he will see the messages.
Oh, I see. It was a bit early, wasn't it? The message. I'm going, hold on. I thought he was on the train. To be fair.
But he said to me he's got his headset, and I was like, well, you can do it from the train then, mate.
Well, put it this way, I've had enough technical issues tonight. If he pops out in the middle of a conversation on Skype, it's not going to make it much difference now, is it?
As for the legend who showed up to us and gave us all a bottle of the 1901 Iron Brew.
Wow. Oh.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Do you know what the money is you've raised tonight, or is that still being counted?
No, it's all in the bucket, so Richard takes it home. He has to clean all the money. He has to leave it for a couple of days, obviously, just in case it does have anything on it.
Yeah. And then he'll count it.
And then we count it, and then the Glasgow Children's Hospital charity headquarters is just around the corner from him. So then we'll go take it in and get it and pledged. I would say, as a guesstimate, we raised about 200. I would say, as a guesstimate. Thank you.
Because you've done bugger all for 6 months, 8 months, and not doing fundraising. That's brilliant. It's amazing.
I mean, I would raise a tenner, but people were chucking in like 20 quid notes, 10 quid notes, 5 quid notes, 10 quid, so.
Well, they will take a couple of days to dry out. Never mind disinfect.
Yeah. Oh, mate, we were so.
my walking trips every day. I now am taking waterproofs, putting waterproofs on before I go out on every walk now. That's how much of a risk of rain there is at the moment.
Yeah, I'm a wee bit moist.
Speaking of moist, I came back earlier on after walking. I'd ripped the crotch in my friggin' jeans. This is the second pair of jeans I've worn today. I think everything's fallen apart. Thank God for payday next week is all I'm saying to that.
Speaking of moist,
it's not that warm in here tonight, so it's actually not that sweaty in this room. But there we are. The window is shut a little bit because obviously it's a bit breezy outside. But yeah, so yeah, that's been effectively your outing. I've missed my Halloweens this month. I really have, and obviously Robert was doing his stuff yesterday, which he raised over 300 quid.
Walk?
5k. 5k walk around Blantyre and High Blantyre he did yesterday, so it was £305 he announced earlier on Facebook. I don't know if that's increased anymore since, because he might have had separate contributions, so it was brilliant. Him and Kaylee went round Blantyre and had a wander round and got some fundraising done, so they ended up at the Asda in Blantyre and raised quite a bit of money, which is brilliant. So yeah, it's been great, and 5k walking isn't shabby. That's quite a bit as well. And that's a good that's a good hour. That's a good hour.
Well done, Robert. That's incredible. That's lovely work, my friend.
And Blantyre isn't flat either. It's quite hilly, so that's a good effort. Yeah.
No, that's fab. That's absolutely fab.
Yeah. So yeah, it's just brilliant. So yeah, you've missed some of it. I don't know if you're watching some of it on the way down the road. Probably not.
I couldn't. I'm so sorry.
But you've missed a next time trailer for the Leisure Hive, Doctor Who, that I created about 1.5 years ago. You've missed my vlog, which is a driving vlog. So it was the last one using. What was that? Sorry.
They're my favourites.
Well, you can watch it back later. It's all right.
What one was it? What one was it?
13. So it's the one where it's basically a drive and talk this time. It's not a walk and talk. It's a drive and talk. So talk about weight loss.
Is that the one where was that a restart because you hadn't done one for such a long time?
No.
Okay.
It was one of a sequence of few. Sorry, go on.
I was round at Seamus O'Gallagher. Mr. Seamus.
Oh, you've been seeing Jamie. That's good. He was with Cherry yesterday, I believe.
I saw Mr. Gallagher. I should talk. We'll segue to the election because I'm going to go around and watch it at his. Maybe that might be a good.
How many days of 3 days have you got? So it's not going to be on the day of. It's not going to be announced on that night. That's for sure. Or the next morning. It's going to be a couple of days before we know for certain. I have a funny feeling.
Well, unless one of them clearly gets to 270.
We'll see. We'll see.
Anyway, I watched it with him 4 years ago. and I feel like I want to watch it with him again. But no, I saw Jamie, and we were watching some of your vlogs.
Yep.
Because I was trying to find the one where you were, because I said I love doing Barry's live streams. They're a lot of good fun because I love asking you like follow-up questions about the vlogs.
Yeah.
And for the life of me, I couldn't find the one where you're like, I've got a date tomorrow, I don't want to say too much about it. And I remember saying to you in the vlog, I was like, and how did that date go? And you're like, yeah, it didn't go well. And I was like, which one was it?
8.
But we ended up going, thank you, we ended up going back and watching a few of yours. And then we watched Caerphilly Castle as well. Because I don't think I'd watched Caerphilly Castle the first time.
That was one of my more fun ones I did actually. Apart from the fact it was the first instance of my S7 Edge being cracked because I actually dropped the phone twice. So that was the start of the cracked screens.
and didn't you also mess up your tickets for the Doctor Who experience that day?
Yeah, I was being a silly Billy and didn't actually book it far enough in advance, so I couldn't get any booking till the afternoon. I tried to do it on the night I got down to Cardiff, and of course every time I go down to Cardiff, and Fraser knows this, it doesn't take me 8 hours, it takes me about 12. To be fair, both times it's stuck in traffic. We were stuck. We were stuck past round about Birmingham when we went down, and it was Manchester when I went down that time to Cardiff. So it's kind of like I have no luck with the traffic, you know.
I'm planning an escape to Cardiff in November.
Yeah, I don't know if that's going to happen, mate, but we'll see.
Well, they come out of lockdown on Monday.
Yeah, supposedly.
I think they will. I've got a few friends down there, and the word is pretty good.
Good.
But my plan is end of November, start of December. I think it'll be fine. I'm not going to go unless it's safe, but I'm itching to go because I've not been. I used to go down every year, and I used to go down on my birthday, and I've not been down since 2017, and I miss the Welsh. I miss Wales. So I need to get my butt back down there.
It'll be worth looking at doing something like that, and I know you love Wales.
I'll need to drive. That's the thing.
Yeah. Lynn's cheekily saying, "Yeah, that's not going to happen, Fraser."
Who said that?
Lynn. She may be right, actually.
Yeah, exactly. You're being mean to me.
She may be right. Oh, of course, I forgot that you are now a driver. I forgot all about that.
Yeah, I passed my test and don't have a fucking car.
I've said this to you before, and I may have said that to other people on here. When I first passed my test, there was three things I wanted to do as soon as I got a car. First one was to go down to my aunt's in Colchester. Second one was to drive the M8 at rush hour.
Of course.
And the Clydes Valley route through the Lanark, the A72, because those are 3 places I'm going. Those are tests of your driving skills. Let's do them. Did them all within about 2 weeks.
Not bad.
Not bad at all. So it's sad. Oh, I will talk more about. Oh wow. Oh wow.
Yeah.
So that's how it comes into play. Ooh.
Yeah, nice, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm not going to say any more because I'll get you guys in further. But I've just been sent special stuff. But I'm not going to say much more.
I've just sent you a little sneak peek at some of the visual effects for Origins.
Yeah.
Our shield appearing with the Gaelic phrase "Narsh Malai."
Narsh Malai.
Narsh Malai. That's going to be in t-shirts.
Oh, I bet it is.
Yeah, I just got sent that in the actual full video, so I just screen grabbed it so you could see it. So
cool. No, it looks really good actually, and I love the effect, and it explains a bit about where it comes from. Because I'm going, ooh, how did you get that into the thing? And now I know why. So there we are. So yeah, that's interesting. Obviously, from a reenactor's point of view, I'm interested in the costumes and the way things are designed, and it looks pretty solid to me. But then again, the mid 17th, 18th century is not my era. It's medieval, so I probably could say it's looking fine. And some of my colleagues in the reenactment community say that's not right. They've not put that right. They've not done this. It's like, shut up! It's television. Bugger off.
And then I'll say it's fantasy.
They don't get it all right in Outlander. Come on.
Don't talk to me about Outlander.
So yeah, you've missed a vlog, you've missed a next time, and you've also missed a comedy video of me arguing with myself.
Oh god, I should just leave now. I've missed everything.
Well, I can play that one again. That's not a problem. It's only a minute, but it's me arguing myself when we had Hurricane Ball Bag.
Yes.
And that argument where the first time I've actually had software that allows me to do split screen, which is brilliant. So, because I've never been one for professional software, I've always used high-end commercial stuff. So, high-end domestic stuff, and I want something better, but it's gonna house is coming first before I get more kit.
When are you going to show how to chat up girls?
When am I going to show how to chat up girls? When YouTube isn't going to stop me and put a big slap on my wrist and actually give me a copyright strike?
Oh yes, we tried to watch one of the live streams that I was a part of, and it wouldn't let me.
Would it not?
Yeah, it said it was ITV blocked it.
That'll be the Kidstructor month one in June.
Yeah.
And the reason they blocked it is because of Thunderbirds, and guess what happened 2 months later? So
yeah.
So that's what it is. They blocked it in the UK. It is available if you use other things, but I'm not going to promote that on this channel. That's not my way. But
VPN.
Yeah, that sort of thing. Yes. But you were saying there you watched the election with Jamie. I don't know if you'll be able to do that this time. I don't know if you'll be allowed to do that under the current conditions.
We can do it remotely.
Yeah, I suppose that's one way of doing it. What is your expectation? Can I ask or?
I want it to be Biden, and that's what people go. We really hate Trump. He's destroyed the country. He's corrupt. He's evil. He's a liar. He's a megalomaniac. He's assaulted all these women and he's done all these crimes and blah blah blah. We really have to get him out of the country. But Biden, I'm like, oh, for God's sake, stop it, please, just get rid of the megalomaniac. It doesn't like honestly, a lamppost with a wig would be better than Donald Trump in charge.
Don't start about lampposts and wig. The spitting image puppet I've seen good clips is brilliant.
It just really frustrates me that people are actually questioning it.
Stop playing with your Sonic, boyo.
I bought it the other day and it wasn't working, and it's magic. Tonight's the night of magic.
Is it a Whittaker one?
Yeah.
Oh, brilliant. Yeah, it's a Whittaker one.
So Richard's car battery died halfway through the movie. And he was like, "Oh, we're going to need to get jumper cables, blah blah blah." And then so we were watching the movie because we couldn't get it through the speakers because the engine died.
Yeah.
The battery died. So Arthur put it on his phone, the movie on his phone. So we were watching it, but we ended up being out of sync from the big screen. So Arthur managed to just magically get it bang on the right bit. We don't know how he did it. And Richard went, "Do that again for the car." And I've started to get into manifestation and the power of positivity and how that all works.
Yeah.
And I said, right, we just have to believe you're going to turn the engine and it's going to work. And it's going to work because it's already happened. And we have to believe that. All three of us have to believe, absolutely. It's going to start because it's already happened. And we all went, yep, okay, yep, I'll believe it. And he turned the engine and went on first time. Power of positivity. And my Sonic wasn't working for ages there. And I was just holding it in my hand, and I always hold my Sonic, whoever misses. And the light went on, and when you hold it, it's got sensors on it. So the lights went on. I was like, oh, that's not done that before. And I pushed the button. I was like, it's alive!
The only one thing about you're talking about the audio through the cinema and a radio signal, a radio frequency. Yeah. I'm assuming it's FM or medium wave or something they're doing it through.
87.9 it was, yeah.
God help you if it's DAB with somebody's car and that's all they had. They wouldn't be able to listen to anything, would they?
Just roll down the window and hope for the best.
Well, I suppose you could have tell when people who had DAB radios in their cars because they would have their heads out the window and they'd come back to you and drive past and they'd be sodden.
Yes.
Yeah.
I honestly don't know about Trump. I honestly think that there's a very good chance that Biden could win. I think people have woken up to it. My only concern is I honestly don't think Trump believes in a peaceful process, transfer of power.
Transition, yeah.
So I honestly think he'll kick up an almighty stink.
It depends. Well, there's two trains of thoughts to that. There's either he will kick up an almighty stink regardless, or if it's a big enough win for Biden, he'll just slink away. He might put a fight up initially, and then he'll say it's not worth it. I'm going away.
Someone put an idea to me that if he loses Trump, he won't wait. He'll just leave. Putting Pence in charge, and then you'll get Pence to pardon him of all of his crimes that he's going to get done for.
Yep, I've heard that theory as well. I'm sorry, I'm going down that leftist rabbit hole a little bit. All the videos on YouTube at the moment, but the right wing stuff is absolutely rubbish. I came across the video for the Hunter Biden thing.
Yep.
The absolute no. I mean, how on earth is Hunter Biden going to go 3,000 miles from California to what was Delaware, give his PC to laptop to be repaired to a blind person, and that blind person then thinks, because he recognises vaguely with his visual impairment a Hunter Biden sticker, thinks it's Joe Biden, Bo Biden sticker, thinks it's Hunter Biden's laptop and has all this incriminating evidence. What makes it worse is it was Rudy Giuliani who started pitching this, the man who likes tucking in his shirt in hotel rooms. Oh my goodness. It's kind of like, oh, what? It's rubbish. It's absolute rubbish. You're quite right. Power of positivity. We're not having that with this conversation at the moment, Robert, but yes. I just do not believe it for a second.
Trump will get out. If Trump wins, there might not be a vote next time. Yeah, he absolutely will try and force it. He'll absolutely try and force it so he can get another term.
Absolutely.
Which he's not allowed to. It's not in the Constitution. But nothing would surprise me.
Nothing would surprise me. I mean, this is the man who he's projecting, though. I think to an extent, all these things about he's basically trying to make conversation for the people. I mean, these no offense, but these people who are at the rallies, they're Trump supporters.
Yeah.
I mean, if they're willing to get heat stroke in Arizona and hypothermia in friggin' Michigan, or was it Wisconsin? I can't remember. They're willing to vote for him. I think that was absolutely shocking, that situation with the hypothermia, especially. That was terrible. Yeah.
Well, didn't they just leave them there?
Yeah, basically he went away in Air Force One or Executive One or whatever it was, and the buses couldn't get in because the roads were so clogged, and it was 3 miles away where the buses were, and the buses couldn't get through, and all these old people here, and not many medical responders could get through, and ended up with 30 people with hypothermia in hospital. It's ridiculous.
But he doesn't care. He does not care. Have you heard the QAnon theory or whatever you call it?
I've heard of QAnon, yeah.
Where they say the left wings, the Democrats.
Antifa.
Like Hillary Clinton. Yeah, Hillary Clinton. No, Hillary Clinton and Biden and Obama and everyone else. And Oprah Winfrey is a part of this. Genuinely, and they basically steal babies and drain them of their blood, and then they drink the blood in order to stay young. Genuinely, this is what they think, and they're saying that Oprah
I'm sorry, have you seen Biden? I don't think he's taken any youth potions somehow.
Have you seen Clinton as well? God love her. They're saying that Oprah Winfrey's house has been sieged by police because they have found the underground tunnels where they sneak the babies in, and this is what people believe.
Is this an episode of Erie, Indiana, or something like that?
This is what the right believe.
It's ridiculous. I know, but it's just nuts.
And then I was on YouTube today, and there's a Doctor Who YouTuber called Tavai Lebetkin. He's the Happy Rabbi. And he absolutely hates Jodie Whittaker and the fact that there's a female doctor. And he's now claiming that there's a racist Twitter Doctor Who group who are out to get anyone who don't like Jodie Whittaker. And I'm just like, what are you all drinking from? What are you? And he says, so you know how there was the Radio Times poll of who your favourite actor was, who was the Doctor, and David Tennant won, and Jodie Whittaker was a close second. He's like, yeah, the Radio Times was just lying because they've got, the BBC bribed them.
Well, considering it was only about 10,000 people voted, it's very likely that it's down to vote numbers more than anything else.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not a big enough portion of the Who community to give a proper result for that. Come on.
Yeah.
That's just.
So it's just
this right wing, left wing thick stuff is ridiculous. I mean, obviously, I've not really gone into it properly until start watching election stuff about a month ago. But oh my goodness, what a bunch of absolute fannies some of the right are. I'm sorry to say. They really are. Sorry.
Moving away, yeah, because it's just negative. I want to ask Lynn and Robert what their all-time favourite horror movie is, because I watched Brightburn last night and I quite enjoyed it. Do you have a favourite horror movie, Barry?
No, I'm not a horror fan.
No?
I understand the horror tropes, but it's not something that gets my goat. It's not something I'm really enthusiastic about. It's not something I enjoy in that respect. I'm just not a horror person, but obviously those two might have something, definitely. Lynn and Robert might have something. Maybe. Possibly.
I'm waiting to see what they say. I like Scream. Fuck Scream. Scream's a solid, because it turns the horror tropes on the head, and I quite like that. Freddy. What Freddy movie, Lynn? What one? The first one? All of them? I remember I'd never seen Nightmare on Elm Street properly because my brother used to torment me about it when I was a kid. And sorry, I'm seeing where my food is. Sorry.
Yeah, your brother's tormented you not to see it.
My brother would tease me about Freddy Krueger because I used to have nightmares about him and she used to wind me up. And basically, so I'd never seen it before. And hilariously, I was dating this girl from Wales, surprise, surprise, and she loved Nightmare on Elm Street, the first one. So she's like, can we go? So they were showing it at the cinema for the first time for a long time. And she's like, can we go see it? Can we go see it? And I was like, yeah, of course we can. And we went to see it, and it was actually really funny. Like, it was, I don't know whether time had not been kind on it, but it was more funny than horror. Don't get me wrong, there was some gross bits in it. And it was, but I thought this was great, and everyone at the cinema really enjoyed it. So, but they remade it a while ago, and I'm quite curious to watch the remake. So,
yeah, Liz just said the first is the best. Second one, if you haven't seen it, other than that, skip it. Well, I suppose it's a case of anything.
Well, my ex Sarah, she absolutely adored it. Absolutely adored it, and she bought all of them in Blu-ray like the day after.
Yeah,
and we watched this. Now we're not watching the second one. We're going to skip it. So I think we watched 1, 3, and 5. I mean, Ghostbusters is quite horrific, Robert. It's got horror elements to it.
Yeah, but it's done in a kind of tongue-in-cheek way, isn't it?
Are we out of videos from you tonight? Have I missed all the videos?
No, Liz, I've got one more. I've got Dr. Review of the Leisure Hive to come up.
Ah, okay. So you do the next time and then the review.
Yeah, although the next time was actually just, and you'll see this come up in a second, the next time I didn't actually state which it was. But yeah, I mean, you can go back and see it later on. I might play Windy Driving again because I thought that was quite fun for you because I want to get your reaction live. But the Leisure Hive review is the last thing today. It's kind of a little bit more Doctor Who focused, but because obviously Streamstructors will not be allowed to. I'm not putting Kidstructors on Streamstructors anymore. Too many Structors in my life.
Deanstructor, Kidstructor, Quizstructor.
Oh, Raptormon turned round. Raptormon132 turned round the other day on the comment for the Bertha video and said, "Oh, it's nice to see Teamstructor's been improved with another member." But that was actually, I mean, yeah, with in regards to the Kidstructor, Robert did like the original Chucky. Well, as I say, I'm not a horror person, but Child's Play, when that first came out, that was all around the video nasty thing, wasn't it? So it's kind of,
yes,
yeah. But the Kidstructor with the Bertha, there's been a nice couple of comments from regular viewers on there. But I actually quite enjoyed watching Bertha in full. Not so much for the episode. I still don't know what happened with the jigsaw puzzles, but the chat and conversation with a lot of us actually worked. I actually quite enjoyed that one for our chat.
Yeah, I don't think we actually got to. We didn't actually get to watch it, did we?
No, we did not really. But it was a good one, and it's done the good figures for me again. So they're definitely worth doing, and I'd love to have another time where we can actually sit down and do another batch at some point, and maybe even Quidstructors as well, or even do Zoom ones of stuff.
Yeah, we need to do more quizzes. We're not done enough quizzes.
Yeah.
Sorry, I've been told that give Abraham a moment to drop off your order. You'll get an alert when it's here, but it says he's a minute away.
Right.
So I've got my ear open.
Well, if you do have to go away, that might be an opportunity, an excuse to play the review, to be fair.
Yeah, exactly.
But, yeah, I've mentioned earlier on it's Who Month, so there's a lot of Doctor Who related reviews. As you probably see, I have been recording again today, and I have genuinely been recorded this time.
2 seconds.
Yep, there we are. It's the conversations that make the Kidstructors. Don't you mean Kidstructors? Your typos are terrible tonight, Lynn. Your typos are absolutely terrible. Why is it some remakes are very good but others are naff? Well, I can't really comment on that one, Robert. That's something obviously for Fraser to make a comment for. But yeah, he's getting his pizza. I'm kind of jealous getting pizza, but then again, I'm a roast dinner man at the weekend, so that's what I get. But oh yes, I don't know if you guys saw that article. There's an article of a chip shop in Glasgow that turned around and said the pizza crunch was invented in East Kilbride, and I'm going, yes, I know where it was. If it was, there's all that laugh on there. Pizza crunch invented in East Kilbride is now a Central Scotland staple, and I'm going, really? I know where the best pizza crunch is, as far as where the best pizza from a chippy is, and that's the Victor's in East Kilbride town centre. As far as I'm concerned, they are the best ones for pizzas, and you guys may dispute that, of course, but that's my personal opinion on that one. But yeah, Kidstructors. Was it? What do you mean, was it? Oh yeah, the article about the pizza stuff, yeah. Yeah, apparently there's an article where Pizza Crunch was invented in East Kilbride. If it was, it's probably the Victors and Cornwall Street in the town centre, because as far as I'm concerned, they're the best pizzas out. But there we are. Bit of promotion from my local area there, which is all I've really seen for the past 7 months. But there we go. It could have been a bit worse, really. So yeah, Fraser's off to get his food. I will go and do a little video here for the Leisure Hive review. About 14 minutes of a review of the Leisure Hive from a couple of years ago. And yeah, here we go. We'll come back to some more chat and some more fun after this. Hello everybody and welcome to another Doctor Who review. This time from the 4th Doctor's era. Now, I am doing a review of one of the later Tom Baker era stories. I'm doing a review for the Leisure Hive. Now, already there is a next time trailer for Leisure Hive on the channel. If you want to have a look at it, just go up to the top right hand corner there and you'll be able to see it. But we'll get into the nitty gritty of the story as always and look at the television companion. And I've got the plot synopsis in front of me here. The Doctor and Romana visit the Leisure Hive on the planet Argolis, the surface of which is uninhabitable following a 20-minute nuclear war between the Argulans and their enemies, the Fomassi. The Argulans themselves are now sterile. Pangle, the youngest, was created by the Tachyon Recreation Generator, a machine that runs games in the Hive. He now secretly plans to use the generator, modified by an Earth scientist named Hardin, to recreate himself many times over, forming an army of duplicates to destroy the Fomassi. Pangle's mother, Mina, the controller of the Hive, is meanwhile coming under pressure from a supposedly human financier, Brock, to sell it to the Fomassi. Fomassi agents from their planet's government arrive and expose Brock and his assistant Clout as members of a renegade Fomassi group called the West Lodge.
The Doctor then reconfigures the generator equipment using components from the randomizer device previously linked to the TARDIS's navigation circuits, and Pangle's plan is foiled as he rejuvenates into a babe in arms. Very simple plot. Fairly simple circumstances. But this is the start of a new era for Doctor Who. It's the beginning of the John Nathan Turner producership, which he would continue to do for the next, 9 seasons, going through 4 Doctors in all. Tom Baker was obviously the first. This is Tom Baker's last season, and it is a fresh start. It really is a fresh start. New titles, new effects, new way of music. There's a lot of changes in here, which I'll go through the review here. But there's a couple of things I just want to go on here. First of all, the first bit is about the opening to the whole story. There's an establishing shot of a panning shot, a very long panning shot of lots of beach huts or beach tents going along Brighton Beach. Now, I timed this, and it was 1 minute and 41 seconds before we get the catch joke of the TARDIS and the Doctor snoring in a deck chair. Now, that's probably a throwback to the humour of the previous stories and previous seasons, because it's coming from a very comedic and very Oxbridge kind of humour, which is what was there with Douglas Adams's influences in the past season. Which includes the very popular and very well regarded City of Death. Also includes 2 clunkers, Destiny of the Daleks and the Creature from the Pit, and of course the Horns of Nyman, but we're not going to say anything about them right this moment in time. But yeah, no, there's a few stories in that season that are a bit meh, and there's a few in this season, but a lot stronger ones. And Leisure Hive is kind of a leisurely pace. Apparently it was a stopgap last minute. It wasn't really supposed to be going about, but it does make good use of new elements to Doctor Who, which I'll go into in a bit more detail later on. But let's go for the characters, and let's go through some of the main characters. I've not mentioned all of them, but I mentioned some of the main protagonists in the story. We have, of course, the Doctor, played by Tom Baker. Now, he's more restrained than the previous season. There are some comedic moments. There's still some jokes. The low-gravity squash one is one of the better examples in there. But he's a more of a brooding Doctor. It's harking back to the early Hinchcliffe era of Tom Baker, where he's a bit more calculating. There is a bit more of a humour there, and he's a bit more light-hearted. But certainly some good performances, especially when he turns into an aged Doctor through the generator, when they use the experiment to try and turn back time, and he ends up aging 500 years. And then you've got the companion, Romana, played by Lalla Ward. A decent performance. There's a couple of elements you're going, oh god, stop screaming. There's the element when she's being dragged away by the Argolans in the 4th episode and screaming, the Doctor's in there, the Doctor's in there. That's a bit grating. But the character hasn't really changed that much. Still a smart time lady. She does have her intelligent moments over the Doctor, and she is a great help to Hardin, the engineer, or the scientist that comes from Earth, and I'll go into that a little bit more detail later on. Then we've got some of the guest cast. We have Pangle, who's played by the excellent David Haig, and brings one of the best performances, I think, of the whole story. He goes from, kind of uncertain child-like figure to somebody more scheming, back to the more childlike figure. You can understand the scheming here. And there's 2 halves to Pangle. There's the half that's very sensitive and doesn't like aliens, because of obviously he's the youngest of a race that was virtually all but wiped out, as it was quoted at one point. And then the second half, he is this scientist who's been working on the generator and plans to make multiple Pangles and create a war with Famazi, as explained already. And that he does a good job turning that performance, and you can start to see at the end of episode 2 all the way through to the middle of episode 4, when he thinks Mina's dead, or he exceptionally makes it out that Mina is dead, and works on trying to take over and run Argolis, as he's the next chairman, he's the next leader of the Hive of such. But he gets a bit petulant when Mina is there. I am the one who should be leading. I'm the leader. She's dead. Leave her out of it. As he clambers to try and get her out the generator, which Hardin's just popped her in. Speaking of Mina, played by Adrienne Corey, very famous Hammer horror actress. She plays a very understated and very refined performance here. She's got all the authority of the leader of the Argolins, and then she's very good at playing the very ill Argolin. I love the makeup that's put in there to make her seem older as time goes on, and she plays a very good performance and a very powerful performance, and I did enjoy it quite a lot. A couple of other standout performances. You've got John Collin, who plays Brock, and Brock is basically the ambassador for the Earth sales, and there's an imposter for Marcy that comes and dresses as him in the story, and the character is played quite a pompous civil servant type, and it works really well, and I do enjoy his performance. And then we've got the scientist Hardin, played by Michael Lambert. Very intelligent. He seems to have fallen into a kind of trap financially with Stimson, which is the guys funding his experiments, and he fakes the time reversal experiments on Earth and manages to get a way of working it in Argolis with the help of Romana. But there's been sabotage going on from a rogue West Lodge group, privateer group from the Famazi. And then we've got, but I like the dynamic between him and Mina. I do like the way that they work together, and I think it's a brilliant dynamic between the two of them. There's kind of caring, and they're very friendly towards each other, and they seem to be quite close. They seem to work together quite well, and that there's that kind of deep friendship there, which I like. And then we go on to the production, which I've mentioned a little bit more already, and I'll go in a bit more now. So it's definitely more polished than last season. If you look at some of the stories in last season, they really were making do. And it's noted, obviously, that some of the costume choices were a bit meh. Some of the acting choices were a bit meh. And it sounded like a series that was starting to run out of steam a little bit. But Johnny Turner comes in, he changes the title theme, he changes the title sequence, he changes the production values and makes it look more polished. Still the same budget. In fact, this one actually went over budget by a little bit. But I did enjoy the way it worked along, and I loved the music factor of it. I think that was really, really good. But I'll come back to that in a minute. But when it comes to the direction, Robert Bickford, who directed it, he did a really good job. It looks like very filmic. And you do believe that Leisure Hive, and it's a studio, but you do believe that it is actually a real place, because there's lots of low-down shots and high-up shots and a lot of intercutting, and it's very filmic in the way it works. And there's a lot of the normal 4 or 5 camera setup shots. You get a lot of that, but there's a lot more in between it. The way that he shoots the Famasi agents, the government agents for the Famasi that are coming in and trying to fix things, and then you've got the Famasi agents who the West Lodge ones that sabotage things all over the place, and the way they put close-ups of them, and there's a good evidence of that, and of that kind of horror feel with Stimson, the assistant to Hardin, when he gets murdered, and the way the Famasi follows him. You see the tail dragging along the floor, and then this big hand comes up and goes ah and kills him, and it's a great little setup. And the story's all right. It's basic enough. It's got 2 dimensions to it. You've got the espionage side, and you've got the pseudoscientific stuff with the tachyonics, and that can go over your head a little bit. But as long as you appreciate the fact that these things allow you to turn back time, and that's the whole premise of that part of the story, to try and give the Argolans a better life, because they are sterile at the end of the day. Into the music. Now, this is Peter Howell from the Radiophonics Workshop's first scoring. He did a lot more between now and 1985. And it is one of his better efforts. There are some... out of the composers you've got Roger Lim, you've got Paddy Kingsland, you've got Peter Howell. They tend to be the 3 major ones throughout the early part of John Nathan Turner's era, through the whole of Fifth Doctor, the last 4th Doctor season, and the first 6th Doctor season. They're the 4 main composers, and they all have their own styles. And Paddy Kingsland loves his guitars. Roger Lim's he's very sine wavy, he's very hard wave. But when it comes to Peter Howell, he's very... he uses the orchestra. It sounds, you can see where the influences are coming from him. He loves the synths a lot more. He loves the orchestra. And I think he did a lot of music for the first couple of episodes, because especially that scene at the beginning with the panning shot. Panning shot, is it that way? I've done it. I just think camera's all the way around. I've been doing it that way all the time. It's that way. The panning shot at the beginning, you only managed to tolerate it because of the music in the background he's putting behind it, that undertone, which is brilliant. And the whole musical score, I think, is brilliant for this one. I love the marching theme when the shuttle's coming in, and I love the marching theme at the end when Pangol's multiplying and creating different versions of himself and making copies of himself, and they're walking out the generator. And the whole production just looks very good and works very well, and I'm really pleased that, you know, there's kind of a touch up there, and it's a great little story. But overall, it is a little staid. I will say that it is a little staid. It's a little dry at times. So it's not a massive romp. It's not something, you know, it could maybe do with another episode missing from it. But this is a natural thing at this day. You've got 4 episodes, you work it, and this is the only season where it's all 4 episodes in the whole of run of Doctor Who, and it's the season with the most episodes until the series returns in. Oh well, no, actually, no. It's the last season with the most episodes in it. Running time wise, the first couple of seasons of Doctor Who, when it came back, series Doctor Who beat it slightly, but when it comes to actually episode count, 28, 35 minutes, 25-minute episodes. The last time we had anything more than that was back in Patrick Troughton's era. So it's a start to a new area, and it's a good start. It's a good romp. And the season does go up and down afterwards. But I do enjoy Leisure Hive. I do like watching it again every so often. And it is one of these stories where I can watch it and sit down and take my brain out and enjoy it. But it's not. It is fun, but it's not up there the echelons of my favourite stories. It's okay, but it's not 100% brilliant. And there's a few flaws in there in regards to the way it's filmed and shot, and the way the story goes, that makes me think that it's not really a 4-star review. It's more a 3.5 TARDISes out of 5 story, and that's my review of it. So that's it for now. Thank you very much for watching, as always. Don't forget to subscribe and comment below, and don't forget to hit that notifications bell as well, so you know if there's any extra Who videos. There might very well be one this week, I don't know. I'm recording this so far in advance. There might be new Doctor Who news coming out when this one does. If not, then the next video will be an Odd Week video, and that comes out next Sunday at 4 PM GMT, and it's a Kidstructor with my friend Jamie, who did the review for Power of the Daleks last time round. And I think you will enjoy it, because I certainly enjoyed watching this one. In fact, it makes me smile even thinking about it. Anyway, that's it for now. Thank you very much for watching as always, and I'll see you next time. See you later.
Oh, whoa.
Whoa.
Doctor Who review, yes. That was actually quite interesting, that one. And the fact I promoted the Kidstructor with Count Docula at the end was actually quite fun as well.
Yeah, we were watching. What was I watching with Jamie? And it was like, and what we're about to watch, you'll find out after the title, and I screamed at the telly going, "We already know! It's the name of the video on YouTube."
I love that running joke, Fraser. It's really working.
I don't like it. It annoyed me. Sorry, I am stuffing my face.
I noticed that. We were talking about pizza and pizza crunches. I don't know if you heard that bit. But basically, I was saying that apparently there was an article I found where there was the pizza crunch apparently was invented in East Kilbride.
I mean, does that surprise you?
Not really. But I can probably pinpoint where it was invented in East Kilbride if that's the case, and it was the Victor's Chippy in East Kilbride Town Centre, which Robert says he agrees with me about how Victor's pizzas are brilliant. So, yes, if you ever get to East Kilbride at any point, that's what we're doing for lunch. I'm a cheapskate. Anyway, well, that went down well. Right, okay, you still there, Fraser? I lost you.
Sorry, I'm literally just finishing my chicken nuggets, sorry.
Oh dear.
What Doctor Who review have you not done yet that you really want to do?
Well, I've done most of my personal favourites already, to be fair. I haven't done Remembrance yet. I haven't done Revelation, basically Dalek stories. Apart from Death to the Daleks, which I hate the music for. Yeah, thank you, Robert. It was a good review, and Lynn agrees that that she loves the running joke with in the title. I know you hate it, but I do. I like it. Well, the Kidstructors get to the stage now where effectively I could be missing from a couple of them and it would still work. The banter is really starting to work with me being out of the limelight a little bit. It's something that could happen, you know, this teamstructor element that Raptormon was talking about. But going back to the Doctor Who review stuff, I haven't done a lot of Tom Baker. I haven't done Pyramids, I haven't done Genesis, I haven't done Ark in Space. These are the ones I probably would like to do, personally.
I'll do Silver Nemesis with you.
You'll do Silver Nemesis with me? Right, okay.
Yeah.
Brilliant. We'll talk about that after the live stream then, because I've still got to record that, so that's actually well timed.
And Jamie came up with another idea for a Kidstructor.
Uh-huh.
What was it? What was it? And I went, oh, that's a great idea. Oh.
I mean, it's never ending. I've got 100 suggestions still to go as it is, so it's never ending.
I'm going to message him. You might know. What was our idea for another Kidstructor?
But it's just brilliant. But yeah, Silver Nemesis, that's actually one of the reviews I'm planning to do this month for the Who month. It's actually going to be my anniversary review.
Ah, okay.
So that's why I want to speak. I'll speak to you about that after the live stream because we'll need to organise something for next week.
Oh, Lynn, you should never get me to say, hello, Alexa, set alarm 4 a.m.
That joke's never going to work again. That's the problem.
You know what, though? We were watching it at one of the old live streams at Jamie's, and his Alexa never went off.
Did it not?
No.
Maybe it's got a filter to say, if you hear a voice that sounds like Fraser, don't say anything.
Oh, boo! Alexa, switch on.
That's not going to work. It isn't going to work. If it works, then I'm going to have a bit of fun in a minute when I get a message saying, you painted the bum, you know.
Any minute now.
Any minute now. But yeah, no, the Who month this month, I'm doing the Space Trilogy reviews. I've already recorded all of them. So I've got Full Circle, which is edited. It's ready to go up for next Sunday. Then it'll be State of Decay, which I've recorded but still to finish editing. And I recorded earlier on, which is why you've got all the pictures up again. And I generally did record it this time. I did Warriors Gate. So they've all been recorded, so it's just now getting Silver Nemesis up and running.
My brain is just thinking, what the hell did we say would be a good idea for a Kidstructor? It's obviously a show Jamie and I both watched as kids.
Yeah.
And I think it was a cartoon.
Well, I found a kids' TV playlist to listen to when I'm doing my work, when I'm working, of theme tunes. There's about 300 different TV shows, so I've got a few more ideas on top of the ones we already have. So yeah, there's a lot still to come.
We should do Playdays.
That one is being saved for Kerry, my sister.
Okay.
You know the story. She's put up a clip of Roll Up and Ride with Rosie, which still has 100,000 more views than all my videos combined. And that's only one video. So that's been saved for Kerry. So that one's not been done by anybody else but my sister, I'm afraid.
do you remember a cartoon called Victor and Hugo?
Yes.
That could be a good one.
That's a good one. That's another Cosgrove Hall one.
Victor and Hugo, burglars and crime.
Hugo and Victor. That's what I think anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That could be a good one.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, that'll be worth doing it. There's loads more we can do, absolutely loads more. But Silver Nemesis, certainly for a review, that's something I'll talk to you about afterwards because that's one I actually want to do for this month. So I haven't done it yet. I was planning to do it, but I said no, I need a break after doing Warriors Gate. So
no, I'd like it if we did a remote Kidstructor soon because I've got a cracking idea for a Kidstructor.
Fantastic.
Filmation's
Ghostbusters is a suggestion for Kidstructor. Yes, absolutely.
No.
Well, it was either that or Brave Star to do a Filmation trilogy, so that's the thinking, because we've already done She-Ra and He-Man, so...
The quiz show I'm looking for exists on YouTube, so I'm happy about that.
How To is one that's already in my list, Lynn.
You know they're bringing How To back?
Yes. So it's now, it's not be How To now, it'll be How 3.
I think it is still called How To.
That's weird, because the whole point of the being called How To is because there was a series called How in the 70s. That was the pun.
I think it's still going to be called How To.
Yeah. Why not?
Hold on, let me find it.
Raptamon's on. Raptamon is on from Australia. Hello.
Oh, hello, Raptamon.
Wow.
To make your acquaintance.
He's up early as I couldn't sleep anymore this morning. Right, okay. Brilliant. Oh, wow. I didn't realise you were on. Hello, sir. Wow. This is amazing. It's the first time I've actually had Raptamon 132 available. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah, it would be weird if they stick to that name with How To, I know. But I suppose How 3 wouldn't work. So I suppose How To does work. Yeah, absolutely. Oh my word. This is amazing. I never thought this would happen. We'd have Raptamon actually watching the live stream live. This is brilliant. Hello, sir. Yeah, this is absolutely fantastic. Oh my goodness. I have been watching more Round the Twist since we did that Kidstructor, and my goodness, what a weird ass show that is. That is weird. Oh dear. Wow. Okay, cool. Right, I'm now excited. We now have our biggest Kidstructor fan on the live stream. This is brilliant. Unfortunately, you won't get Kidstructors anymore because of my issues a couple of months ago. But wow,
I'm a little bit flush. I don't know what to say now.
I don't know. It's a bit weird. I know we're talking a bit quiet now. Lynn, Robert, keep the conversation going. We're gonna get stuck. Oh wow. Yeah. Hello to you guys too. It's 7 AM in good old Down Under. I suppose maybe you.
Are you having a couple of Tim Tams, Raptamon? Are you having some Tim Tams?
Tim Tams? What's Tim Tams?
Oh, Raptamon will tell you.
Yeah, I'd like to know what Tim Tams is now. I suppose it makes sense 7 AM because the clocks have gone backwards now in the UK and they've gone forward in Australia, or just about to in Queensland. It makes sense. It's probably viable. You could be on at this time. Absolutely.
A Tim Tam is a chocolate biscuit made in Australia. And it consists of 2 malted biscuits separated by a light chocolate cream filling and a thin layer of texturized chocolate.
Right. Hello.
So imagine a chocolate Bourbon covered in chocolate.
Yeah. Yeah.
But John Barrowman is obsessed with them. He's
obsessed with Tim Tams, is he?
Yeah.
Well, we know he's obsessed with other things, but that's a bit too lewd for this sort of live stream. But there we are.
I could tell you stories.
It's really weird when he goes on shows and he speaks in his Scottish accent. If he does it outside of Scotland, or even when he does interviews in Scotland, it's weird. It sounds odd.
He did a program about that, and it's basically just how his brain works. And whenever he's with his parents and whatever, he just automatically goes back to Scottish.
Yeah, no, my sister does that as well. She'll have a house accent with us, and when she's with a friend, she's got a slightly different Scottish twang.
Can I tell you the story about John Barrowman?
Go on then.
It's a bit rude. Okay, I'm so sorry. So I was told by a friend that John Barrowman was at Border Books. Do you remember Borders in Glasgow?
Yes, I remember Borders. It was a shame when they shut down, actually.
Jamie tells me that he got a job. He got a job at Borders and they shut down a week later.
So much for a friend, but there we are.
Anyway, so a friend.
He got a job Jamie got a job at Borders and shut down a week later. Yeah.
So a friend told me about John Barrowman. So John was there at Borders and he was signing copies of his new book, and he caught the eye of a young, attractive barista who happened to be working there, allegedly. Okay, and so he takes the whole barista staff out for drinks and whatever. And during the night, he apparently turned around to the barista, "Is your arsehole as hungry as mine?" And all I could think of, and I said to my friend, was it any Scottish accent or his American accent? And we stopped for a moment and went, he said arsehole, it was probably Scottish.
Yeah, it doesn't sound right in American, does it? Yeah, absolutely. So Raptormon said no, he doesn't have a Tim Tam this time in the morning. It's chocolate. And no, I haven't mentioned it to Fraser because I was going to leave it until we've actually done the released the Kidstructor. So you're actually preempting me there a little bit. The next Kidstructor you guys see is actually around the twist with Raptormon in December, so that'll be the one you see here. But he's saying on the comments he's actually met John Barrowman in person at Supernova, which is Australia's Comic Con.
Raptormon? Was he nice? Was John nice?
Mm-hmm.
I hope he was nice. I want him to be in Origins, but I also want Peter Capaldi to be in Origins, and
David Tennant,
and David Tennant, and James McAvoy.
Apparently, Capaldi was in Glasgow the other day.
I mean, he lives there.
I thought he lived in London. I didn't realise he had a place up.
He still lives in Springburn, I'm pretty sure.
Oh right, okay. Because one of the guys from the Who group saw him, and we've been doing a little mini competition with the. No, it wasn't one of the names you're aware of. And he did a little we've been doing a little competition where we recently got pin badges. We've got a new logo for the Large Doctor Who Society, which is basically a TARDIS with a cone on top of it.
Mm-hmm.
And we got pin badges made, and all the groups got them. Lynn's got one, and others have got them. But we had a little competition that one of them started where he handed a pin badge to Sylvester McCoy. So there's now a running competition with us in what we call the High Council, where if we ever find a Doctor or a Major Doctor Who companion or whatever, we give him a pin badge. And this guy missed out because he took the wrong jacket. So he didn't have his pin badge with him, so he didn't give a pin badge to Capaldi. It's like, you missed yourself the points. You got 2, Lynn. You've got 2? Cheeky.
Were you at the James Goss meeting?
I was filming the interview.
Nice. Jamie was quite nervous, apparently.
Jamie actually did very well. He didn't come across as much nerves at all. It was brilliant.
Well, that's good.
The full cut's brilliant. Sorry, go on.
No, there's a documentary called The Making of Me, and it's a John Barrowman documentary. They appear to be on Daily Motion, parts 1 through 6. They're obviously 10 minutes each, in case anyone is interested. But if you've not done so already, go on the YouTube. And sorry, I went all Uncle Bryn from Gavin and Stacey. Go on the YouTube and type in Torchwood Season 1 outtakes. And there's a great bit where John Barrowman's doing some dialogue which is supposed to be over his walkie-talkie, these comms or whatever, and the director's in the back of the car reading the lines in, and they're both Scottish. And then
he goes into Scottish accent.
The more Scottish he is. And John is just wetting himself laughing, and him and the director cannot finish the film and the scene together. It's one of the most hilarious things that I've ever seen. It's well worth a watch.
Cool. No, it's worth looking at. Certainly something I'll sync out. But Raptormon's come back, said absolutely. John Barrowman was real nice, and when he appeared at Supernova, he asked his fans to bring him packs of Tim Tams to build a Tim Tam tower with his partner. Yes.
Told you.
Absolutely, he loves them. Absolutely. Wow. Cool. But yes, you've missed quite a bit. Raptormon, you've missed all the stuff. You might have seen the Doctor Who review at the end. To be fair, Fraser missed half of it. He didn't turn up to about an hour in. So, but
Raptormon for being in bed.
Well, there's nothing wrong with that. I don't expect anybody from Australia to be watching now. We're just lucky it's ran over the 2 hours just now. So,
only happens when I'm here.
But we did nearly 3 hours last time. The only time we gave up was because the camera was starting to give up. I've actually got it plugged in tonight to make sure it can't last longer, so it's not actually got off yet. But we've gone over a vlog which Fraser's missed, and you can catch up later. a next time trailer for the Doctor Who The Leisure Hive. We've done a split personality, which we'll play again in a minute because I think it's only a minute long. And we've done the review for The Leisure Hive, Doctor Who. And I know obviously some of this stuff is not your cup of tea, Raptamon. I appreciate that, but you have seen other stuff. And thank you, as always, for joining in and making comments and having conversations with me. It's really good to have you on the stream. I know it's a rarity. Lynn is asking you, Raptamon, have you ever read his first autobiography? He talks about the concert where he rips his trousers. She was there that night. Okay. Wow. Okay. We were talking about ripped trousers earlier on, but that was a different matter. But yeah. Wow, you were actually there that night. You ripped his trousers, Lynn. Ooh. Okay. You didn't see much, did you? Is that interesting phrase has died?
Sorry. Sorry, an article has just popped up about Jodie Whittaker, and I was, of course, interested, and I'll talk to you about it in a second. John Barrowman's autobiography is really funny as well, because him and his sister and his family, his mum and dad, just always play practical jokes on each other.
Yeah.
And there's a great story in it about how they were on holiday somewhere, I think, or they were somewhere, and they just decided to race each other back to the hotel. And of course, it went horrifically wrong for John and his sister Carol. It's just a funny read. Yeah. It's a good read. It's a really good read. I'm a bit hit and miss with Barrowman. He said some silly things during the Scottish referendum. He was just a bit silly, and I've heard some stories that I believe that trouble me about him personally. But I think fame at that point might have went to his head. I think he's far more grounded now. Do you think he's going to be in the Doctor Who Christmas special?
Possibly. He might be the one that breaks out the Doctor from the prison, which I think is Shada.
I think that makes sense, and I agree with you. I think it is Shada too.
I thought you were going to agree with me about Barrowman, about Captain Jack breaking out the Doctor there for a minute. Sorry.
I think it will be Barrowman who breaks her out. Because it's pointless to bring him back for that one sequence in Fugitive with the Judoon. And there's pictures apparently of him about the place. I would prefer it if it was River Song, because I'd love River to meet 13. But Chibnall has wrote Torchwood, so he knows Jack.
That's part of the reason he's back, because he's obviously knows Jack in that respect.
Yeah. So I think it'll be Jack, and I think the fans will love John Barrowman coming back. But I think we're going to get a trailer or a clip on the 13th of November.
Ooh. I would have thought we would maybe held it back another month, another week or so, and did it anniversary weekend.
What happens on the 13th of November, Barry?
13th of November?
On BBC One every year.
On BBC One every year? Children in Need? Oh, right, yeah.
So, with Children in Need, they'll 100% show a trailer of Children in Need.
Yeah.
And it makes sense.
So I'd love Jack, 13 and River to meet all at the same time, says Lynn. That would be interesting.
Imagine?
I mean, Jack the Doctor's rowdy enough. River the Doctor's rowdy enough. The three of them, my goodness.
It's just pure sex.
That's one way of putting it.
I love Jodie. I absolutely adore Jodie Whittaker as the Doctor. And she's just brilliant with the fans. Although what really annoyed me, and I reported the video, and I encourage you all to do this, if you look up The Happy Rabbi, one of his videos, the screen grab, the picture that he uses, is of Jodie Whittaker as the Doctor, and a young girl who's about 5 or 6, and they've got someone off to the side holding a gun to the little girl's head to imply that fans only go over to Jodie when they've got a gun to their head. And that, A, that annoys me, and B, depicting violence with a gun to a child's head, considering all the school shootings in America, I think it's absolutely fucking disgraceful.
Yeah, no boing for that one, I agree. It is fucking disgraceful.
So I recommend you all go and report that video.
Oh, there's horrible stuff out there from many fans, and it's just... as I was talking earlier on, this whole right-wing conspiracy stuff with the US election and all that is just absolute rubbish, and it's obviously feeding into how people think in the Who circles as well. Because I'm not saying they're all American based, but you know.
Well, Raptamon is saying that Americans and the love of guns. It's not even the Happy Rabbi is English.
Mm-hmm. I mean, yeah, you get the English ones, but the big SJW haters are American on the Who community. And understanding how the election's going in America, I now appreciate why that is more than anything else, you know. So it's horrible, and you've got Dr. Freedom out there who seems to be the only sane person, really, out there about news and stuff.
7 hours ago, not my doctor, the Jodie Whittaker Doctor Who fan club and racist hate group is what he's trying to say. Hashtag RIP Doctor Who. Hashtag Rabbi from another planet. Hashtag defund the BBC. Hashtag not my doctor is a hate group.
Hold on. Defund the BBC. This is coming from...
Defund the BBC.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Oh, dear.
He's also convinced that Jodie's going to regenerate at Christmas.
No.
Even though she's confirmed to be in season 13.
If they do a half season 13, that's plausible, but not Christmas.
I'm hearing we're getting 6.
Yeah.
And I hear that they start filming in November. And that's all I can tell you.
Yeah. Yeah, he needs to get a life. Yeah, absolutely, Lynn. To bugger off, yeah, well, I'll say bugger off. There we are, sorted. But yes, I know what you're talking about. I think she actually wanted to say something different, but autocorrect's kicked in there. I don't think that's a typo. I think she had wanted to say another word, but she didn't.
He claims a month ago that Doctor Who is going to get axed as BBC new boss is ready to axe it. None of this is true. I hear that the show is probably going to end at the end of season 13. It's not getting axed. I just hear that that's just when they're going to end it. There are no plans for a 60th anniversary.
Yes, Jodie is the name of the actress who plays the female Doctor Who. Jodie Whittaker is the name of the actress. Obviously, Raptamon doesn't know much about that. We do end up having Doctor Who bitching sessions on this live stream at least once a month, so sorry about that. No, no, I just didn't say it. Okay, fair enough. So she didn't say, she wasn't meaning something else from bug off. She was actually meaning bug off. That's fine. But yeah, yeah, we do have these conversations about that, and it's interesting having these points of views in here, and it's interesting having somebody who is so much part of Teamstructor. And I know you made the comment about you saying potentially you are Teamstructor. Anybody who helps out and chats on the channel is Teamstructor. That's the whole point in the hashtag. So you're not an honorary Teamstructor, you are Teamstructor. Sophia, Fraser, Arthur, Lynn, Robert, you, Raptamon, Jamie, we're all Teamstructor. So that's the way. That's it. So don't think you need to be invited. You are. You contribute. You're part of Teamstructor. That's the whole point of the hashtag in the first place. Part of the time I get all my structures confused as well, but that's what it is. You're all Teamstructor in my eyes, and thank you very much for your support here.
Do you want a bit of political nonsense?
We can have a little bit more political nonsense. I feel we do need to wrap it up rather soon because it's been.
Fine. I want to go eat some ice cream.
Yeah,
and
don't blame you.
Saturday Night Live on a Sunday. Kate Forbes, MSP. Despite discussions today, HM Treasury continue to deny a request that full furlough 80% will be available in Scotland at any point we need it, suggesting that it's only available for the duration of lockdown in England. No clarity on Barnett consequentials as a result of increased UK support for English local government, nor whether unlimited payments for businesses in England will be available on similar demand-led basis to the Scottish Government to match that long term. Scottish Tory leader Douglas Murray calling for UK Government to commit to restarting furlough if a Scottish lockdown becomes necessary. But just because he calls for it doesn't mean it's going to happen. In a speech tomorrow, he will say handling of the pandemic has put devolution to the test and exposed its weakest points. No shit, Sherlock.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Wales will go, man. Wales will go.
Yeah.
Yes, Cymru. has got 10,000 members now. Support for Welsh independence is at the highest it has ever been.
Still less than 50%, but it's higher than it has been. Absolutely.
But it's still higher than it's ever been. They're at 37%.
Yeah.
And at one point we were at 45, then 48, now 58.
I think last time we were 37 was when devolution happened.
Yeah. Raptamon, I heard a lot of his new female Doctor and stuff from my friend Doctor's Heroes, and he said that it's the worst Doctor Who ever. Well, that's one person's opinion. Not every era is for everybody. But all I can say to you, Raptamon, is just give her a go.
Give it a go, have a go. If you don't like it, fair enough. As long as you're not. Everybody has their own opinion. I always respect everybody's opinion. I may not agree with it, but they have their opinion. As long as they do it in a civil way, I don't mind. I honestly don't mind.
I don't like people who say this is rubbish, and you go why, and they go, well, I've never seen it, and you go, then how do you know it's rubbish? Because my friend says it's rubbish, and it's like, well, that's not really your opinion, then, is it? Just go, give it a go.
It's the way it is.
But show. Just go watch it. Just go watch The Woman Who Fell to Earth. That's a good opening episode for her. It looks gorgeous. The villain I thought was actually quite intimidating and scary. But my favourite episode of season 11 is The Witchfinders every single time.
All I would say about the first episode is make sure all your dental appointments are all sorted before you watch the first episode of series 11. Yes, it's certainly a gripping episode. I'm not even going to do the joke particularly, but there we are. You could say it if you want to phrase it, but I'm not going to do that.
Sure.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, Scotland, Wales, and Northern Ireland all band together and leave England behind.
Yeah, Celtic nations.
I don't see why not.
We can dissolve the union, right?
Yes, any of them can.
Yeah.
Well, Wales officially can't because it's effectively a principality of England because the way it's worked.
We're a sovereign nation, aren't we? So we can.
Yeah, but Ireland's a province. Northern Ireland's a province, so it's again, I'm not quite sure about that one. But Scotland certainly could split. Without.
I say, Scotland does an advisory referendum, much like the Brexit referendum, and says, should Scotland leave the United Kingdom? It comes back, yes, we should, favourably, and it only needs to be what was the yes to leave the EU?
52 to 48.
Amazing. So it just needs to be 52% or higher.
I can't believe that's 5 years next year since we had that.
And then the Scottish government, and it's still not happened. But it will happen now in the worst possible time ever, because we've got an incompetent government. So all they need is to do the advisory referendum, and it comes back, yes, we should leave the UK. Then all the Scottish government need to do is do the UGI and dissolve it.
Mm-hmm.
And they can't say anything about it because it will just go, it's the will of the people.
Yep, absolutely. And the only problem with the Brexit thing is if we do have another Scottish referendum, that's why they want to push back as much as possible because they know that a precedent has been set with what's happened with Brexit.
Yep. And the EU have at no point said that we cannot rejoin.
Yeah. And hopefully we have that opportunity.
I don't want to bitch and moan too much about it because I do it enough as it is in my life. But genuinely, what annoys me about this whole malarkey is that they go, Scotland needs England because England subsidises you and gives you money. It's like, well, if that was the case, why would you not want to get rid of us?
I know.
If we're such a drain on your finances.
Yeah, well, there's one thing that is still relevant as far as they're concerned at the moment, which is what obviously was put against in the original referendum, is the oil. Until that becomes non-relevant.
But we're pushing ahead with renewable energy now.
Absolutely.
And the wind power that we're generating is doing well enough for Boris Johnson to do a back pedal where he used to slag off wind energy and says it couldn't blow the cream off a custard pie or whatever the hell he said. and he said, oh, I remember when somebody said blah, blah, blah. And it was you muppet. But now that Scotland's showing good numbers of the renewable energy, because I think we give some of our renewable energy to other countries, then I think he's like, oh well, they will not let go because oil will run. The oil supply increases and decreases depending on how close we are to leaving the country, the UK. But they're not going to have the oil argument for much longer.
Yeah.
Because we will not be dependent on the oil for much longer.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, you're right, Robert. Tiny Toon Adventures will be returning, but I feel that you maybe mean Animaniacs and not Tiny Toons.
Yeah. Well, there's other bits and pieces, obviously, with bitching of fandom and that, and obviously we've talked about Doctor Who a bit tonight. We've had conversations in the past about Ghostbusters and a certain movie with the ladies and everything else, and you love it, I like it, so it's an interesting conversation about the fandom of Who, and it's not just Who we have these opinions for, we have it for everything, so it's a general thing.
But do you remember when people were slagging off Peter Capaldi as well?
Yeah, absolutely.
And they were saying that the Capaldi era was the worst era ever.
They were saying about Matt Smith, worst era ever.
Yeah, and fans are now going back and slagging off David Tennant.
I know, it's just one of these things. But yeah, HBO Max are showing Tiny Toon Adventures. There is Robert mentioned earlier about Hulu bring back Animaniacs. I'm looking forward to when that comes available in the UK.
Tiny Toon's coming back as well?
No, I think they're just showing reruns of that actually.
Okay.
Oh no, maybe it is returning. That'd be interesting if they did. It's not the favourite of the Warner Brothers stuff of the 90s. I always loved Animaniacs.
I loved Tiny Toons. Was Tiny Toons okay? I love you, crazy lady. Bye bye.
Yes, Ducky Go Down the Hole as well. With Little Hampton. Oh, not Hampton. What's the duck? What's the duck called?
Oh yeah, no.
Plucky Duck.
Yeah. Did we watch Round the Bend as a Kidstructor?
Round the Bend? No.
Yeah.
You showed clips of it in between recordings, but we haven't seen it. We haven't done it.
Should maybe do Around the Bend. That could be good.
There's loads. There's absolutely loads.
Yeah, when you do season 25.
The way it's going, I'm really considering my output for next year and doubling the Kidstructors. It's really getting to that stage now. There's so much.
We say next year like it's far away, but it's 2 months away.
Yeah, well, I'm already planning for that, absolutely. Speaking of planning, I have mentioned this on the videos, and I'll mention it here as well. I'm looking for your help, guys, for what to review for Doctor Who for next year. Okay? I'm leaving it open to you. There'll be a link at the end of the video once this video uploads properly about you being able to help me to give suggestions of Doctor Who stories to review for next year, including Series 11.
Fugitive of the Dude!
Yeah. Including Series 11. I'm not doing 12 just yet because it is the latest series. But there's a Patreon link. It's been there a post for the past couple of months. Anybody can see the post. It's not there. There's a poll that will go up afterwards, but I need your help to give me some selections for a poll to vote on for that. And the link will be down below. So please have a look at that. I may even do the same for Kidstructor in the long run as well. I think that I know I've got the crappy bag and it is there in the background somewhere, but we've got so many suggestions at the moment. We could just go on and on and on. We really could.
And on and on and on.
But I'm seriously considering maybe doubling the Kidstructors to not going for 12, or 12 or 13, but maybe going to 26 next year.
What?
Well, so much we can do, and we can do batches of 6 like we have been doing in one day. So it's not like it's unfeasible. It's just more the social distancing and the mixing side that's the problem at the moment.
I will admit they are my favourites to do.
Yeah.
I love doing the live streams. I definitely do. But yeah, that's fun.
Yeah, Doctor Who's. You mentioned that My Little Pony Friendship and Magic. That's Raptamon's big thing. He loves My Little Pony Friendship and Magic. Friendship is Magic. He declined doing it with me for the Kidstructors for obvious reasons because it's kind of like a serial thing, serialized. But there is a pony called Doctor Who's based on the 11th and 12th, 10th Doctor. No joke.
I like that.
But yeah, Friendship and Magic is certainly something I want to do as a Kidstructor with other people. But the thing with, as I say, I mentioned Kidstructor earlier on, it doesn't have to have me in all of them. It doesn't have to have you in all of them. there's enough people now that can do constructors without everybody being there. You know, it really is becoming a big thing.
Weird thought to not have you in a constructor.
Well, I'm more like a spare part than some of the ones we recorded this time round because you guys start talking. I'm just watching it, you know. But
I just like Jamie's befuddled face. What's happening? What's going on?
Oh, the best bit this time round was the demigod bit, and he picked up on the joke brilliantly. He really did. The demisexual. He picked up on it brilliantly. I thought that was going to go over his head, but he actually turned around and actually played along with it. It was actually quite good. Spur of the moment. The best bit was Sophia at the beginning saying, "Oh, I don't like the stop motion."
Yeah, a lot of things freak her out, I won't lie.
Yeah, it would be weird not having you in them, Barry. Yeah, I know. Thank you, Lynn. But and because it is my channel, but the whole point.
Don't worry, Lynn. The $5's in the post.
As long as it's not Monopoly money, I don't mind. You know, but
it's Bitcoin, mate. It's Bitcoin.
It'd probably be Ripple or something like that. Bitcoin's £10,000 of freaking Bitcoin. That's a lot of money. But yeah, no, it'll be fun. It's a consideration. I'm not saying I wouldn't be in all of them. I mean, obviously it's my channel, but if something like that and it takes off, why not? Why not have an interesting dynamic there? We've got so many combinations we could have now. It's not just going to be me, Fraser, and Jamie all the time. We could have Lynn. We could have Raptamon and more.
You're not gonna have me in here.
We could have Arthur. We could have Robert. We could have other people. You know, it's not just going to be the terrible trio plus Sophia as it is for the next few months.
Has Arthur done a constructor yet?
No, he hasn't.
We need to rectify that.
We need to rectify that soon. Do you take buttons?
Milky
Bar buttons, maybe, but not chocolate
buttons.
Chocolate buttons, no.
Did you used to have as a kid a kind of little vending machine thing that had like little chocolate slabs in them?
Yes.
Yeah, I miss them.
See, Schoolbride Town Centre, once all the social distancing and that out of the way, they have kit sweet machines that you can actually put 50p in and get a bit of handful. But they're not available at the moment for obvious reasons. And yeah, Robert was saying a lot about Pizza Crunch and everything on there. Yeah, definitely, I agree. I keep coming back to that because I love the Victor's Pizza Crunch. I'm sorry, I love it.
You know what we need to do?
What's that?
We need to watch a Christmas episode of something and do a reaction to it.
Absolutely, and that's something we'll certainly be looking at. This time round, it's not a Christmas one I've done with Raptamon, but it is a special one because it is because of the nature of it and what's happened, you know, and the person itself. That's why I want to do it as the December episode. But yeah, Christmas stuff. I want to do more Christmas stuff at Christmas time. But
yeah, maybe we could film 3 in a day or something.
Absolutely. I mean, Zoom. We can do Zoom, but I'd rather do it with people interaction.
I get that. I absolutely get that.
It works better.
Lynn would be good to be involved.
I'd love Lynn to be involved in this and get us up a situation we can do that. But at the moment, logistically, the only way we can do it is via Zoom at the moment. I do not expect to be able to sit down with Jamie and Fraser for at least another 4 or 5 months.
With
the filming. I can maybe do one with Fraser, and it may be possible very soon to do it with Fraser and Sophia by extension because she lives with him, or with Jamie on his own. But with the 3 of us together in the one setting outside Zoom, not going to be possible, I don't think, for another 4 or 5 months. It's such a shame, but it's the nature of the beast, I'm afraid, because of social distancing and everything else.
We need the vaccine.
Put it this way, it was very close. I was in that South Lanarkshire and North Lanarkshire were in lockdown circumstances. We were very close to tier 4.
Yeah, did Big Nick not say that it was close to being tier 4?
Yes, we are tier 3, but it was close to being tier 4, definitely.
Yeah.
But
yeah, we're stuck in tier 3, but to be honest, it hasn't been a massive difference to what we've kind of been going through.
No.
The cinemas have shut again, and that sucks beyond belief.
The audience are now shut as well, apart from one in Dunfermline, I believe.
Yeah, but you know, I can still meet up for friends for a coffee and lunch, or whatever.
Which
so
we
I'm
will
meeting
need to do at some point, because that's something I can look at.
Yeah, come through. Come through. I'm meeting my friend Jazz tomorrow. I've got a job interview tomorrow, and then I meet my friend Jazz. So
That's something we consider looking at. I don't get paid till Friday, so my main thing is eye test. I'm actually going to get an eye test, although I hope we're not having the Father Ted joke where Father Jack goes in and have all that stuff with the sign when you look at the sign. I hope that's not the case.
have you seen? It's a great bit in One Foot in the Grave where a guy Victor's waiting to get his eyes tested, and his old man comes in with his woman, and he says, "Oh, there seems to be an issue with my eye test. I don't think it went well. I came in with my wife over half an hour ago," and he's like, "Oh, what seems to be the problem?" He goes, "Well, this isn't my wife."
Like it. Raptabon saying Discord's a good idea to maybe do streaming. Discord is something I want to investigate, but obviously the reason I did Zoom with you was because I know Zoom. And that's why I did it, because I was comfortable with Zoom. I know we had issues because for some reason the playback was causing issue, wasn't playing out for some reason because my laptop was being an arse. So I couldn't do it. Yeah. Oh, I've given up the boings today. I really have, especially with my rant about the whole thing of the election very early in the vlog, in this live stream. Vlog? Not blog, not vlog, live stream. There we are. The fact that Lynn and Robert have been here for nearly 3 hours, you've got some stamina. You've got some stamina.
Or they're just bored.
Well, certainly for maybe one of those people, that might be the case. Me.
I'm glad I was able to jump in at the end.
No, absolutely, and I'm missing Arthur, but we'll see him next month, hopefully.
It takes so long for another month to go by.
Absolutely, I know. But yeah, Facebook's rubbish for video calls when it comes to recording stuff. Zoom's there. I like Zoom because it's got the separate audio tracks I can put in there, and it does make a difference. I'm not sure how Discord works, and that's part of the reason why I didn't want to do Discord, because I wasn't sure how the audio saving works with it. Because I like to have that separate audio control, and that's why I do Zoom. Because we did try and do Skype, but I did a test with Skype, and it didn't work. Speaking of laptops, did you manage to look up the laptop that I've got, the Dell G315? I did, but laptops aren't my priority at the moment, I'll be honest with you. I am in the position of trying to get my own place first. So I want to do that first and get that out of the way. So this will have to do for another year, at least. It'll be 5 years I've had the laptop in February. It's weird.
Wow.
Yeah. But it's done its job. I mean, I've been posting regularly since the end of January, so I can't complain.
No, that's all you can ask for.
That's all I can ask for. And it's been a great experience so far, and thank you for everybody. And it just makes the whole difference, this live stream stuff. It's been a year doing this now, monthly live streams. And it's grown arms and legs and feet and toes and fingers and noses and
tails.
Everything else and tails. Yeah, absolutely.
Horns.
So horns. Well, I don't know about horns, but there we are. There's a lot of pieces of anatomy I won't go down on, but there we are. But ultimately, yeah, it's been fun again, guys. Thank you very much, guys, for watching as always. Just a heads up again, this month is Who Month. There's 4 Doctor Who reviews coming up. I've recorded and edited a Full Circle, which is next Sunday, 4 PM GMT. Then we've got State of Decay the following Sunday, 4 PM GMT. There's a Wednesday video on the 19th of November for Warriors Gate, and then Silver Nemesis on the 22nd of November, and there'll be a wee channel update the week after that. So that's your plan for this month for your videos. If you like what you see, don't forget to like it and share it with the hashtag Teamstructor, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button as always, so you know when the next video comes out, and hit the notifications bell.
Don't forget that you also do your archive videos.
Yes, I do my archive videos as well. Yes, thank you for that. Yeah, I noticed you shared the Stirling Castle one from this week. So basically every Thursday at 7 PM GMT, I will put up from the archives video. So basically I've taken all the videos up to the end of last year. I've randomized them and I'm releasing them on a weekly basis. So I'm not telling you what this week is because I can't remember myself, but I haven't set it up yet for this
big
month.
Secret. It's just Barry's rubbish memory.
I tend to do stuff at the beginning of the month, so this next couple of days we'll be uploading all the stuff and editing all the stuff and getting stuff sorted. So this is the start of my productive period for YouTube for the month. So it will be up, you will see it. But if you haven't already, go to the Facebook. the Deanstructor Facebook, and you'll get the links there. And also keep an eye on the channel as well. The playlist gets updated every Thursday. So thank you, Lynn, for joining in. Thank you, Robert, for joining in. Thank you, Raptomon132 for joining in. It's been an absolute honour to have you on the channel today. Thank you very much.
Raptomon.
Absolutely, and of course, thank you, Fraser, for joining.
I didn't do it. I didn't do very much.
You came in and made it more interesting an hour in, because I was about to run out of steam before you came in, so thank you very much for that.
Saved the day.
You've kept me going. You've coked me up, as they'd say in the train line.
Oh, I wouldn't have said that at all, you druggie.
Oh, I'm coked up. There we are. Cola, here we go. Right.
I keep it, help me, Barry, it's fine.
But thanks, guys, as always, for watching. Fraser, I think, is getting a bit high on his pizza. But apart from that, thanks, guys, for watching, as always. I will see you next month. When's it in December now? It's December the 4th, I think it is, next month, if I remember correctly.
I can taste
4th or 5th. I think it's the 4th or 5th. I can't remember exactly when it is now. It's the... No, it's not. It's the 6th. Bugger. Right, okay. It's the 6th of December, the next Streamstructor, and it'll be at 7 PM GMT.
Boys and girls.
Yeah, Fraser saved the day. Yes, he certainly did, Lynn. But yes, December 6th, next one, 7 PM GMT, UTC +0 will be the case until the clocks go forward again. It'll be at that time. But until
dead by then.
Yeah, well, I hope not. I really hope not. I hope you're not dead, because this channel will die. But then... Anyway, thanks, guys, for watching as always, and I'll see you next month. Don't forget, next week is the first of the videos for Who month. Until then,
Bye.
thanks, guys, and see you later.
Toodaloo.